for another episode of the Green Room. Marc G, Leron with me. Quala, Godspeed. She I think she made it public, so I can say it. But yeah, she tested positive for corona, man. She quarantining up. She'll be back at some point, but get better, stay safe, all that good stuff. But we got the homie Holly in the third seat today, man. We might be doing some rotating. I'm not sure yet. We might have a different person in the third seat every week, but this is one of my Facebook comment crusade partners right here. You can catch Holly in one of the
10 TV, NBC, Pinkerton, Facebook community groups.
Yeah, man. It's like every time I see him say something, I'm like, man, he out here fighting a good fight, man. These people need to understand what's going on. But for real, I mean, we can get right into that because this week, at least here in Columbus, they still trying to, basically what they telling y'all is to stay the fuck home. In a roundabout way. It's like, stay home. So they figuring out ways to keep you niggas in the house and y'all won't go in the crib. So this week, they said 10 o'clock curfew for all bars, restaurants, and all of that. Then somebody sued so they could keep it going. So the judge stepped in and said, no, y'all niggas can still kick it. Then DeWine went to the liquor board and said, well, y'all can't sell liquor after 10. So that's what they're trying to do right now. But what do y'all think, like, how many months into this now, man? Like, are y'all still staying out the way? Or y'all, like, how are y'all moving? Like, how do you move around?
This don't affect me at all, cause I don't go out no more. I don't even step foot in no free before, no wine, no nothing. Like, I go to a bar, but if they telling people they can't sell liquor till after 10,
ain't no point.
What's the point? Might as well stay home and drink.
Right. I just stay at the crib, work, go home, that's it. I ain't even thinking about no bars. If I go to a restaurant, I'll be going before 10 anyway.
Right. Exactly.
So this don't affect me. This is for like the Nixie.
And hey, every day I be looking at, they upset, man. They hurt. They hurt that they can't move around and be mixy like normal.
But they find a way.
Mm-hmm.
House parties,
at the house parties, stripper parties. They not playing, bro.
They said
they gonna find a way.
Boosie was in Cincinnati, I think, and had some type of nasty swim. It said it
had a swim party.
Said it looked nasty.
I seen footage from it. That shit looks terrible.
But like overall, how y'all dealing with everything, man? School getting ready. We all got kids. School getting ready to start back up. What's the mood like? How y'all dealing with it?
I'm home all day, every day with 3 kids. So.
Oh yeah. So you working from home?
Yeah. So I work from home. Actually nothing changed for me. I had already been working from home since November. Mm-hmm. The only thing that really changed is my 7-year-old is home now every day with the 2 and the 1-year-old, which is like hectic. But outside of that, nothing really changed. I got new habits.
like what? What's your advice?
I smoke every fucking day, and I smoke all day.
All day.
Dog. We was just talking about this before the camera came on. You like Duval. Cause that nigga didn't smoke, I guess.
I just started smoking.
At first.
I just started smoking 2 months ago. 2 months ago, I just started smoking, and I probably.
And when was the last time you smoked before then?
Like elementary.
He told me that before. I thought it was.
First of all, nigga, why are you smoking in elementary school?
Okay, so we used to steal like my teachers is on my Facebook too. We used to steal weed from I used to steal weed from my mom, and we used to go. So this is how I got caught smoking. So I would smoke, and then at that age, hey, this is 3rd grade.
How much were you smoking at the time?
I don't know. I didn't know, bro.
Nigga was in 3rd grade.
3rd grade. So I was in 3rd grade, and I would go to school. And at that age, you don't know about munchies or smell and all that shit. So I would go to school, and me and my homeboys, they are, rest in peace, but they all dead. But yeah, when we would go, we would.
The way he said it though. He said
it's
they
like
dead.
3rd grade, I really ain't no wood.
I would literally take my little brother to the bus stop, and I would go home with my back to the crib with my homeboys. We would smoke. I would go to school. And then my teachers would think that we not eating at home because I was always hungry. Yeah, I was always hungry. So my teacher, her name is Susan Hall. She's actually on my Facebook now. But she looked out because she knew my single parent home. she knew my mom was struggling, but she didn't call like CPS or nothing. She gave my mom the call and just let her know, like, look, your son smell. Yeah, I smell it. Like so that's how it stopped right there.
So all these years later, you have now decided in the middle of the pandemic, it's time to.
Kids stressing, kids stressing me out. So I smoke all the time now.
That's
and it helped me. And my anxiety, I still got it, but I don't got it. When I smoke, I'm actually more chilled. I can deal with more bullshit around the house now. So
you mellow with it.
Yeah.
Holly, what's going on with the family? I know you just came home not too long ago.
Not from deployment.
Not from prison, ladies.
Look at it.
I'll be telling people, I'm like, I just came home. Like, damn, how long was you down? I'm like,
ain't that crazy that's the first in our head? That's what we go to.
But even when I say it, though, I'm like, I gotta clean this up right away. Like, when he was like, he just came home like from deployment. He like coming home from deployment after 11 months and coming back to this. Yeah. It's like, it's so different, bro. Like
my father doing it in them hats. That's Woo's.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but it was so different, like. Cause we flew in from Dallas to here. It was like 7 people on the plane. Yeah. I got back the first week of April, so it was like when all this was
just
fresh,
now starting,
and everybody was super scared.
Yeah.
And so came home. I want to go back to work for like 2 months. Came home, the kids out of school. I'm back to work in 2 weeks. I'm like, this shit ain't for me.
Can't do it.
I can't do it. That's why I'm glad because I drive semi, so I ain't even got that option to work from home. So like that's like a blessing in disguise. So it's just like I'll be so happy.
Me and my wife had a conversation because she been in the crib since March, working from home. We only got one son, but like he active, like a million questions, a mile a minute.
Right.
So she been in there, and I could tell it's like stressing her, it's weighing on her. So the other night she came in the room, like I was in the living room, maybe like 11 o'clock, and she just looked at me and was like, "What are you about to do?" And I was like, "Shit, nothing." I'm just, okay, or are you staying here? Or are you going upstairs? You going downstairs? I was like, I'm just here. All right, well, wherever you going, I'm going somewhere else. I said, all right, like, cool, you know what I'm saying? So I could tell she was just on edge. So the next day we talked about it. She was just like, you've been working through this whole thing. Because I, too, have to go into the office every day. So she like, you get to ride into work. You get to ride home.
You got a break.
I get some type of a break. And I completely understood where she was coming from because she working when he was in school. That was a disaster because they didn't even prepare to put the kids online. So doing all that, man, it's just been, like you said, and for you, I know, coming home to it, it's like.
Yeah, it was a whole different world. Like,
especially after spending like a whole year without like your wife or your kids. So.
Yeah, it was rough coming back because, you know, when I came back, it was the beginning of April. So when I came back, I couldn't even like go see my parents. I go see my parents, but I couldn't give my mom a hug.
Right.
I ain't get my mom a hug since last May.
And now you still
can't. Still can't. I can go over it, but I can't. You know, because my parents is older. They 70s, so they ain't playing.
Oh no. My parents is 60s, and I didn't see them till I think from January till June. I didn't see them because they like nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. You know what I mean? But. So what do y'all think, like, all right, last week we had the whole thing with those doctors standing on the steps saying that the hydroxychloroquine or whatever, that it works and that it's a treatment. And then internet went nutty. You already know how that go. The black lady, the African doctor.
All I can think about is her being a Nigerian scammer off a credit or something.
Even like when she was talking, you just like, But I seen you have put it up like,
what y'all think?
I don't know. I mean,
that's what I put when I put on there. What y'all think? Listen, watch it all the way through. I understand how serious this shit is, but I don't, give a fuck that much about it. I mean, I'm just not. And it's probably because it hasn't hit home for me yet. Right. I know my brother he had it.
Damn, nigga, that's home.
I know, that's why I changed it. That's why I said, that's why I said, wait, no, my brother had it. But it don't, I haven't had nobody like die from it. So it hasn't really been like, I know people that call me like, they say they got the COVID. I'm like, oh, okay, nigga, I see you for 2 days. I see you for 8 days, nigga. But outside of that, like I haven't had anybody pass from it. So I haven't really, it's not that I haven't taken it serious. It just hasn't hit my reality yet. So.
Well, why was it so easy for people to watch that and be like,
give me some hydrochloric.
Instantly, like, yo, like, this is what it is.
They be conspiracy theorists Monday through Saturday. She get up there and say one thing about how they don't know how to say it. They talk about hydro, they think it's weed, they think it's hydrocodone. Right. You be popping fake perks now. Like, I let you get up there and say something, they just all for it now.
I just feel like, man, like, all right, from the test that has been given so far, you can't confirm that the shit worked. Like, it's just, it takes more time than that. So for people to just, all right, we know that the government is known for whatever they're known for. So, right, you're supposed to be skeptical. But don't be a fucking dummy. Like, you have to have some type of smarts about yourself. That niggas is throwing out all of the science. Niggas was scientists for 40 years. Went to school, been a scientist for 40 years, get up and say something, they be like, that nigga lying. I'm gonna go listen to the Nigerian lady out of nowhere.
But that's just the thing with all this. Like, it's so easy to get caught up in. You don't know who to believe no more. Like, it don't matter where it's coming from. You just don't know who to believe. Like, this lady gets up there and starts spouting off all this stuff. It's either she lying or somebody lying.
Right. But when I tripped her, she said she cured people's diabetes with it.
Yeah, she did say that.
See, that's when I got over it.
She did say that.
That's when I was just like,
she
I ain't listening to her.
But then, you know, they discredited her even more because she got them. She's like a minister too. So she got she got videos where she
getting the devil out of people's
ears.
I didn't do no.
She was saying you could get pregnant in your dream. Like demon sperm. She seen a lady that was 9 months pregnant, stomach deflate right in front of her face of the baby. So you have her saying this shit on one hand, then stepping up the next day and saying, yo, this drug worked. And I'm just shocked how fast people jumped on it.
Because they want to go outside. That's all it is.
That's all it come down
to.
They
say smoke some crack right now, you go outside. Motherfuckers would be crackheads, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, I get it though. Like, I get the cabin fever and I get not being able to move around, but to me, it's like, all right, even if we don't know all the answers, even if we don't know what's real and what's not, to me, I'm going to err on the side of stay the fuck home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I said. Like, I don't know about... So this is the problem I'm having with this. Like, even when that happened, when the lady came out, I seen that video for the first time. It's either people that want to be woke about it or sheep. It's either one. It's an extreme. It's like... So at this point, like... Everybody want to go against what she's saying, or they want to be for what she's saying. So it's like it's just way too much. So I'm like, let me just put my mask on. Let me just wear my mask until this shit just die down. That's just.
I think it's just a reflection, man, of society. We in this weird place where everything is an either or. It's no
gray area.
It start up top.
Yeah, no gray area. There's no gray area.
Like it's either. You against everything the government say, or you for everything. You got the people in the middle like, fuck, I'm gonna wear my mask, and that's
how it is. Like that. And to me,
the mask wears in the middle for me. Like it's just.
But it's so simple, man. Like
it is.
I'm not about to flip out and wig out because I can't come in here without a mask. Like, I didn't see any videos going around where people going crazy and you had people marching on the state house steps with guns
and shit.
All because on that.
So you know what though? I'm glad you here though, man.
Don't
because
even get me started on that.
What is being in the military? What is your perspective?
I'm black first.
There you have it.
I tell people all the time.
There you have it.
I can take the uniform off whenever I want.
Right, but you can't.
I can't take
that shit off. But you know, you get a lot of people that, I mean, even when we talk about going back to camp and all that, and it's like they use y'all as the reason for respect the military. You know, don't disrespect the.
But it was never to disrespect the military. A veteran told him to do it.
Right.
And when you talk to people,
they don't even mention that part. He actually got permission, not permission, but he went to ask questions.
That's what they advise him to do.
Right.
And it's just like when you talk to people in the military, like they like.
What's the vibe? Like,
they just like the people I talk to. They just like. I don't agree with it. Mm-hmm. I might not agree with it, but that's just right.
Yeah. Because what was he doing first? He was sitting down, right?
I think he sat on the bench first.
He just wasn't standing.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took the
knee.
Okay.
Yeah. So like, for me, it's just like, you know, I can take that uniform off whenever.
Right.
I tell people that. I tell them that all the time in the Army. When I first went, I told them, I said, I'm here for the benefits. I ain't here for another country. I said, my dad told me they'll love them. Nothing they can't love you back, so I don't love the country. I ain't here for the love of the country.
And I mean, honestly, the military, the way it's set up, I mean, for us anyway, like I told you, my sister just did 24 years. When she graduated from high school,
what branch was she in?
Army. She went straight Army, 24 years. She got out of high school in '96, and she was like, I'm not going to college.
Yeah.
But I see this as a way to
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she went and, but like you said, she did tours in Afghanistan, Iraq, and all that. But her whole time, it was like, I'm doing this as a means to an end to get what I. It's not like I'm in here waving my flag.
Right. Hell
you know
no,
what I mean?
I'm gonna use it for the benefit. It's like I was reading something. They said that the military would never be short on people because as long as there's people in poverty.
Exactly.
Because people in poverty always will see that as an escape. Mm-hmm. They pay for your college, you get health benefits, you get this, you get that. Yep. So as long as you got poor people, you will have a military in the United States.
So now we kind of down the road of a election in less than 3 months.
Trump talking about
he want to postpone it.
Can you do that?
No, you can't.
Right. Wow.
You can't do that. You would have to get approval from Congress. It'll never happen. But he has a way of throwing stuff to the wall to see if it stick and putting it in the atmosphere to where a month from now you might start to see motherfuckers like, he's got a point. We might need to, and it's like he uses Twitter and he uses social media to just say what the fuck he want, and then a lot of times people really start believing that shit.
Or they won't go vote, or because they
some
think
people
it's
only
postponed.
get their information from Twitter and Facebook, so if they see something Trump says, so they just gonna take it as.
But the irony of it is that all right, you opened up the country. You said everything was sweet. We could go back to normal.
School, kids back to school.
Yeah, kids go back, all of that. But now, because people are talking about mail-in ballots, now you acting like it's not safe to go to the polls and vote. So, nigga, which one is it?
Now they're
Like,
trying to mess with the mail-in ballots.
Yeah, he wants to put postponement on everything, which is nuts.
How long would he postpone it?
Exactly. What? We just
That's the
wait.
whole thing.
We
Like,
gonna wait and see how the virus.
Yeah, like
how it play out. Like,
You guys know he on his way out.
But talking about conspiracy theories and all of that, we talk about the election. It's like niggas is getting Biden out of here now. Like,
man,
they turning Biden into.
bruh.
What you think about it? Like,
I don't like neither one of them. But we done lived with this poison for 4 years. I mean, shit, what's the worst that could happen?
Right.
I mean, so we had George. People hated George Bush.
Ain't that bad.
We would kill for George Bush.
Right.
George Bush might have loved black people. Kanye might have been wrong compared to this.
Kanye's been wrong about a lot of shit.
Oh, we gonna talk about him shortly. We
No,
gonna talk about man. We definitely gonna have to get in that. But yeah, I mean, I feel like they turning Biden into what they did to Hillary in 2016,
That's
where
what's happening.
now he the super villain who don't like black people and did the crime bill and all that other shit. But it's like, man, Trump and how we talked about before the camera came on, it ain't just about him. It's about the people surrounding him, the vice president, the cabinet, his son-in-law, the kids. Like, these motherfuckers is crazy. And if we give them 4 more, ain't no telling what might happen.
This country will never recover. Not never, but it'll be a long time before it recovers. If he gets 4 more years,
it'll be real bad. And that's when people be talking about the shit about what Biden did with that crime bill. That was 1994, and they like, well, look at the destruction. I'm like, well, you got 25 years of proof to prove that. I said, we don't know what the effects will be of what this cat is doing right now. Like, you look down the line 15, 20 years from now, shit. Especially if you get 4 more. Ain't no telling what's gonna happen. So,
like you said, even if he did get impeached and out of there, you still got Pence. Pence might be worse.
Oh, he's a uber conservative dude.
Pence is
he don't believe in like.
He don't believe in.
This nigga Trump has been through court cases, sexual harassment suits, rape, at that Epstein island. He been through so much shit and still has a job in the White House. If this was any other president,
he said you could be a C+ student and be the president if you white. He said you could graduate with a Harvard degree. Can't do the fries at McDonald's.
I'm trying to tell you, man. It's 10 times harder for us, and the fact that he in there only shows you that motherfuckers was so concerned about losing their country that they would vote for literally anybody. Because like y'all said, he ain't really won it. He kept winning through the primaries, and the numbers was going up, and he was like, hold up. Like,
that nigga was using that whole campaign as like a commercial for all of his shit, everything he does.
Exactly.
This nigga won, and he probably was in there
He was
by himself,
shocked,
like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
Now I got to be president.
He's like, damn, now I'm gonna lose money.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be broke making $1 million. However much the president making,
exactly.
Like, he'll be broke as hell now.
He trying to figure out a way to keep his shit afloat. So and that's why honestly, man, he gonna do what he can, maybe to win. But if he lose, he ain't gonna trip.
He ain't.
He ain't gonna
This
trip.
nigga was in the office, the Oval Office, promoting Goya beans. You're not even supposed to be in there doing that. He in there shooting live commercials.
He gangster though. Hey, listen, I ain't giving a. He gangster, bro.
I say
bro,
that
he
shit
don't
all
give
the
a
time.
fuck, bro. That
He don't give a
nigga,
fuck
150,000 people died. He golfing with Brett Favre, just like, what up?
My nigga,
What y'all niggas out there doing? Dying in the hood.
me and my nigga, we was talking about it. He was like, you supposed to hate him. He was like, but on the real, he the type of like dumbass nigga you'd be like, man, I go drink with this clown because this nigga gonna do something wild, say something wild. So it's like he ain't changed who he is. He just a wild ass motherfucker who do what he want. He just president now, and it ain't
gangster, bro.
Oh, hey, he will say so. He say the wildest shit.
He's a gangster.
Then when they ask him about it, he be like, look. Next
But
question.
you know, that's the funniest shit about
Question.
everybody who voted for him. That's the thing that get me, because they always say, he says what he means what he say.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he says something, they're like, nah, he ain't mean it like that. What he really meant was...
Right. Y'all took it this way, but he really meant that. Like,
I'm like, which one is it? You can't be
he was supposed to win and run the country like a business. Yeah, he ran his bitch into the ground quickly too.
Hey, listen.
We look crazy worldwide.
If he drop another stimmy...
Oh man.
If he drop me another stimmy...
So this is what I don't like about that whole topic on social media when niggas talk about if he send us this amount of money, he got my vote. Like why?
Nah.
Like
I be joking.
Right. But niggas be
some
serious
people
though.
really
Yeah.
be serious.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like even if he do send me however much he's sending me,
Right.
I could still go vote for Biden. I'm still getting my money regardless.
Exactly.
Like he's not buying a vote.
Right, yeah,
Exactly.
So it don't make sense to me when people like really be.
It ain't like he
sincere.
asked you before he sending something in the
Right,
mail, like,
exactly.
who you vote for? It's amazing.
It is.
Exactly.
But what about? But speaking of that, you got people, and I've been seeing it, especially amongst black people, talking shit about the people who eating off of the unemployment.
Oh, they gonna be mad at me. My nigga, listen. I got the sweetest deal. I probably listen.
Don't care.
Nigga, that's all right. My shit is legal. So my job sets up with it's called a work share program.
Okay.
So they cut our hours. If we work under 36 hours, we still get the $600 a week.
Niggas be working 35.
Hey, listen. It was times where I worked at 38. I just ain't clocked out. I just
Yeah.
filled out the mail. Like, that's
Listen,
36. Hey, I killed him.
Hey,
Hey,
I've seen so many people say that they ate good because I think they about to it's over and then they gonna scale it back. I think now
200.
200.
It's 200 or 200 less or 200.
No, I think it's $200.
$200. But I guess because right now you get like 50 to 60% of your salary, so they're gonna boost it to 70%. And then give you $200.
Okay. Yeah, because they were saying like, you niggas need to go back to work. That's basically what they're saying. Like, look, if you getting that, because I know people that made more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this is the part I hate about it is that I see niggas telling other niggas like, oh man, that's whack. You know, you eating up. Why the fuck do you care if another cat is coming up?
This is my thing.
Love counting niggas' pockets.
It's gonna cut off one day.
True.
That's why people be like, man, I've been working the whole time. They getting paid. What I'm gonna do after? I'm like, you still have a job after. That's what you're gonna do.
Right.
Like, this is short term.
Man.
And then I told people the other thing is that all this shows that everybody can be getting paid $15 an hour easy.
And that's my whole
That's
thing.
my whole thing. We got the money.
We are so, and that's why I don't understand why people hate, because it's like we're so underpaid. Niggas deserve that.
That's all it is.
We deserve that money. Like anybody that's coming up right now, they deserve it. So why are you, just because you mad, you got to go to work every day? Like, I don't want to go to work every day, but I'm blessed and I'm happy that I got a fucking job.
You gonna have one before,
Yeah.
during, and after.
I'm not gonna trip
When this
off
shit
that.
cut off, they made this much over the last 4 months.
Yeah.
But what they gonna do the next 4 months?
Exactly.
Right.
It's over. And it's like
People
you
are
just
so
said.
short-sighted.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're so short-sighted.
Like, damn, they made $3,600 in 2 months.
Y'all gotta stop counting, like you said, other people's pockets.
Yeah.
It ain't none of your business. Like,
That's my biggest thing. That all this shows that they can just print
They can
money.
do
They
it.
can just print money whenever they want
do
to.
it. Like, oh, we in trouble? Let's write up a
See,
trill.
I don't know enough about the political process or the Capitol Hill or none of that to know Like why they can't just print money off?
They can, but it's like this. It's almost like an illusion. Yeah, exactly. It's like we have a certain amount of debt already, and then you have your gross domestic product.
Why do they care about the debt?
But
That's
look,
what
how much debt would you have? Okay, let's say
was a $3 trillion bill.
right. But this is what I'm saying now.
$3 trillion.
But if you're in, let's say I'm sure we all have debt.
Yeah.
If we had money printed downstairs, how much debt would we be in?
Right.
So that's why I don't understand like the conversation when people say we
think
owe
about
this
like
much
that,
money.
yeah.
We owe this much money. So I don't understand why they can't just take their ass down into the room and print this money off.
It's a construct. So it's like you have parameters already set, and it's like making more money dips
The
into
values.
Exactly. So now you're changing the value of
it values fuck that.
So
because if I got a money printed downstairs, I'm not gonna be in debt no more.
Nigga, I'm about to pay.
Because
I'm
no
about
matter
to pay
what,
child.
I don't see how it devalues when whatever you got, like
you just make more. You just
Jeff Bezos' money ain't devalued, and this nigga got billions. He made what, 13 billion in a day or
But
something?
he had
like
lost
that?
a few billion in the day before,
that
but still.
motherfucker, man. That whole.
I don't understand it. Like, is his money devalued because he makes so much of it?
Nah, that's what.
Because I don't understand it.
Why would you just print some money off and give it to China that we won't be in debt?
And then won't be in debt.
That's it.
Can't do it. It's the whole Treasury Department how
If
it's set
somebody
up.
can do it, it's Trump. If anybody
If anybody would try to do it,
it would be Trump.
It would be
Run
him.
it up.
I don't know, man. You know, I think we deserve the bread. I think really we could have left everybody home. But the fact that they needed to open up and business needed to be happening. And that's the thing, it's us that, you know what I'm saying? The motherfuckers up here, they ain't done shit since March and they ain't got to. But it's like the worker bees is the motherfucker. We got to get up and go to work every day to make sure that the economy is where it's at.
Right.
But I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't know how it's gonna play. You know what I mean? Moving forward, or how much longer we gonna have it is. But these numbers,
be a while.
man, these numbers keep going up. I don't know how we gonna be able to get back to some type of normalcy.
Our numbers keep going up.
The world is
I've been seeing that
good.
the country is all these
They
other
good.
countries are going down.
They
They flattening the curves.
Because when we opened in May, we shouldn't have. Because the numbers was showing from late March to late May, we started flattening and it was going down. Soon as shit started opening again,
it went back up.
Motherfuckers
When we
went back
opened up, nothing changed. I don't understand what was the rush to get back because we didn't open the shit that we needed to open.
I think
That
it
was
was. Go ahead.
my whole thing was, so you open these restaurants, you say half capacity
Right.
for a full day.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring in probably half the money.
Right.
You're still paying the same electric bill.
Right.
The same blah blah blah.
Mhm.
You bringing in the same amount of employees. So
Right.
there was no
Something like that
payoff.
happened
Right.
with these movies, theaters.
A lot of them is done. I read about, AMC is probably one of the larger chains, and I was reading about them in like April, and it was like, if we don't get back here within the next 2 or 3 months,
I be riding by the Marcus Theater, and that must be looking deserted.
I think
It
there's
looks
drive-thrus
crazy.
out there someday.
I mean, they releasing all of the movies on. I mean, people already stopped going to the movies.
Yeah.
Like the industry was on a decline.
That's why they
And
started
might
charging
just-
so much.
Yeah, this might wipe them out completely.
Them, the celebrities and shit now, the ones that they out here struggling.
Hey,
Then when I say struggling, I mean
Yeah.
they got regular
a
jobs.
different type of struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got normal jobs
Yeah.
now. A lot of them back out here working in
Well, you gotta
grocery
think,
stores.
man, if your money, like even how with the comedians, right? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it's like most of these comedians that are on the road constantly, they be booked 12, 18 months out.
Yeah.
That's their bread and butter is being in the clubs every weekend.
Yeah.
So you take that away from them like that.
And now they got to.
What you gonna do?
But that's the funny shit too, because the comedians are the main ones that was getting on the internet comedians. Now the internet comedians is coming. Now they in their bag now because this is what they do.
Yep.
And now you see a lot more stand-ups
That you would have never saw online.
doing a lot more content as
Yep.
far as like using their computers and
That's just like the rappers.
that too.
Yeah, rappers hurting.
No shows, no show money, because that's
That's
really where
10K.
that's where they get their money. Shows. So no shows, niggas is you can stunt all you want or put a post up, but niggas know you hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel bad, but it's like I think
even when you break it down locally, like when you start talking about party promoters, when you start talking about bartenders, because when you see the people that be angry, that's who be angry, because that's what they rely on. Like, for the last 5-6 years, y'all was telling me I was a herb-ass nigga for having a 9 to 5, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm a clown, and you need to get out there and you know what I'm saying?
Give it your grind.
Yeah, y'all not grinding hard enough.
Support your dream.
Yep.
What they say? Your daughter father supposed to support your father and daughter.
Now the same niggas asking for a referral.
Hey,
bro, so many niggas let him be like, hey, bro, I can't even pay my nigga, you can't. It's fucked up, bro. They cut hours,
Because don't get me wrong. Yes, when it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
So if you hit your niggas over the head promoting and all that, and the money good, yeah. But now you see when it was taken away. Hey, I be seeing these niggas online like, oh, all of a sudden the Rona just gonna come through the bar.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It's like,
the Rona stop infecting niggas at 10 o'clock.
Hey, I've seen security, bartenders, promoters, managers, like, they hurting. And it's not to laugh at y'all, but if you was talking shit to me about having a 9 to 5,
yeah, it's funny now.
Now it's funny. Yeah, it's funny to me. But yeah, if you losing bread and you can't bartend and all that, it sucks. But at the same time, this country should be in a position to allow people to stay the fuck home.
That's what
and
I
take care of them. That's to me, that's the bottom line of it.
My whole thing is that if you can print off $3 trillion in a day, and half of that ain't even go to households, you all to the airline business so let's print off $3 trillion in a day. You mean you can't just send me 3 racks a
They
month?
need to get ready to start paying parents. They gotta stay home with these kids.
Oh, it's gonna get bad.
Just send me $2,000 a month.
Teachers
That's
actually
what
gotta
the
do shit
Democrats
no
want to do.
more.
They said just give them $2,000 a month during this.
But
They should do.
But they ain't gonna do it because motherfuckers is just so. It ain't because they can't. It's just because it's like fuck it. Like they would much rather, like how you said, bailing out airlines and all that. That's what they always do. They pass these big ass packages of money, give it to everybody up top in the corporations, and hope that it's supposed to trickle down to us. It's like, nah, you gotta pay the people.
The funniest thing I saw, they tell regular citizens to have 2 months of bills saved up. But as soon as some shit happened, the airline industry need it right away.
That's why I don't understand. Like even like
you
like
making
what
$1
you
billion
just
a
said.
year.
Like how you paying the corporations and hoping the money trickle down when if you give the money to the actual people, they're going to put the money back into the economy.
Because they know it ain't gonna trickle down. It ain't like they really believe it.
They
It's
don't want
just
it
the
to
game.
trickle down.
They don't want they is keep like there's no possible way that the wealth distribution in this country is the way it is without doing what the fuck they be doing. You got a top 1% that has all the money, and then the rest of us is just you know what I'm saying.
I think
like,
if the country was less than 13% black, like 2% black, they will give more money to the people.
Nah. Because I think it's just rich.
Because rich white people don't care about poor white people.
Nobody, right.
That's
It
the
ain't
thing
that
about
other
them
thing.
white. That's the thing about them and the
I
hit
say
towns
that every
voting
time.
for them. They don't give a if you poor, they don't give a fuck about you.
Dave Chappelle said it though, like
Yeah.
he said he
They working for
"Stupid
me."
motherfucker. We don't care about you.
They
We trying
don't.
to protect my money.
They don't.
They don't.
It's
It's the whole thing.
you go down to like West Virginia and all of the like when Trump was running, he was talking that shit about I'm gonna bring industry back and I'm gonna bring these labor jobs and It's amazing that poor white people can look at you like they better than you and don't be nowhere near your level.
right.
But just complexion alone, they be like, what? Like, Trump, it's our country. It's like, nigga, you don't give a fuck about y'all.
You don't care about them at all.
At all. And that's and people like, oh, you always make it about race, and it's like, well, yes, it's race related, but it's really a wealth thing. It's poor. It's class. It's class, and that's how you keep the money up there in the high class. Like you don't bring it down to the people. So I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But when you talk about like how you said Chappelle, he like shit. He working for me and my money. Like that same thing with sports. Like we got the NBA back now. As of what, last night or Thursday was the first night I think that it really came back. They in the bubble and shit. But again, sports is money related.
Yeah.
I don't see a way where these niggas was not gonna try because it's just they lost too much bread from March to now,
and they're still losing bread now, even playing stuff with no fans, nobody fans.
They trying to just salvage it, but do y'all think? Like I guess in the bubble they saying so far it's working, like no positive tests. Right. But how do y'all think like baseball going through it?
Woo!
They didn't have to
bad.
cancel.
What happened?
They had to cancel.
Everybody, Florida, the Marlins.
The Marlins, yeah.
I think I know the Reds got canceled the last 2 days. Me neither, but I gamble, so I'll be paying attention. All these games are getting canceled. So I'm like, damn, what that?
They didn't have to cancel a whole series because
Philly,
teams is
Philly got it bad.
So how now you see what the NBA doing, MLB going through it. How the NFL?
It's over, bro.
You don't think it's gonna happen this year?
Man, I'll be
They
so
shouldn't even
sick
try.
if the NFL
I
don't
don't
come
see
back.
how.
They're not
I don't
going
see
to. The
how.
players ain't fucking with it. Even the players is like, look, you
They
want to do
reported the
something.
training camp there. 2 days ago. Yeah, yesterday.
I guess they put a clause into everybody's contracts where you can opt out this year if you're not comfortable because of what's
There's
going
a couple,
on.
like on my Bleacher Report, a couple players on my team, they not playing this year because of this shit.
I mean, if you got it like that, see the thing with the NFL and the NBA is NBA got that guaranteed money.
Right.
So if you
Football.
play football, bruh, you opt out, they might be like, fuck it, you don't want to play this year,
Yeah.
cut you.
Yeah, you be done.
And you
know,
gonna have your.
So it's like you gotta play.
But
but
the rosters and the staffs is too
Bro, it's 100
big in
people.
football, man. I don't know how do you bubble that? Like, how do you try to maintain some type of distance or like? I don't know.
55 players.
Yeah.
You got special teams coach on offensive, defensive.
Yep.
You got
The whole
trainers.
staff, man. Yeah.
You got practice squads.
Hey, man,
So what is it gonna look like this fall?
These
on
niggas
football?
willing to die for my entertainment, man. I'm all for it.
They
They willing to put it out on the line.
I mean, they getting hit anyway.
Yeah,
They just gonna have CTE and be out at 40.
They willing to do it. I'm all for it, man. Go out there and sacrifice your.
That would be weird as fuck though if we come to the fall.
And ain't
ain't
nothing?
like no
There
football.
ain't gonna be no
That would
college.
be some weird. Yeah, well, what? All these conferences is playing conference only schedules.
What's
No,
the point of
I
that?
don't know.
Yeah, they might as well chalk it up.
Just be done with it. We should have shut this whole year down. In all facets, every area, we should have
As
just
soon as
shut the year
COVID died,
down.
we should have just been like,
But this
Oh,
country is full.
2020 been
Yeah,
Trash.
But this country is so like it's a capitalist country, so they don't give a fuck. Like there's a lot of these countries that like socialist countries or communists that where the government actually takes care of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not affected as like this country will be if this shit shut down.
We're dependent upon
The dollar.
And once you
you
shut
gotta
it
be paying
down,
taxes for them.
man. Did y'all watch any of the games? I seen Bron and them with the Clippers. I seen a little bit of that.
I went to sleep. I watched the game before it.
It's just weird. The vibe is weird.
Yeah.
The whole
It didn't feel right, man.
Baseball got cardboard cutouts in the
It
seats.
ain't that serious.
And then basketball
No fans
got
at all?
No fans.
But the screen of basketball.
Basketball got the
like
screen with the
FaceTime screens and shit. Yeah.
That's not really a bad idea. It's
It's
not
not.
horrible.
But-
Like I told him what they should have did. They should have put the shit on HBO and just let us hear the players cussing each other and talking shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You play the edited version on ESPN,
regular TV. Yep.
and you put one of like HBO or
That would have actually been
that
more
would have
entertaining.
been sweet.
Oh,
bro.
man.
You ever cuss out the refs?
Because
Yeah.
that's what people was worried about. Was like, okay, if there's no fans,
We gonna
You'll hear
hear
it.
we gonna hear all that shit. So
So
now
you
they
always hear
got,
that delay anyway.
they got the fake noise. They got the little virtual screen.
That's
with
what
the
they
fans
should have
and
actually
shit.
did. They should have gave you the option. They would have made more money.
Right.
They
I
would've
wanna-
made
I wanna
more
hear
money.
that.
And without sports,
Mhm.
how it was going, people would have paid for HBO subscriptions to at least watch
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So HBO could have made money off of that.
TV came up in this corner, like any of these streaming services and all that. When niggas, especially March, April, May, when you was home, niggas came up because it wasn't nothing to do. Nothing to do. Now, the one thing that did pop off during the quarantine was the Verzuz shit. Like that got popular, I think,
Yeah.
because wasn't nothing else to do. So you might as well sit at the crib. But they done made a deal now with Apple, so I don't know.
Watered it down.
You know, I mean, I knew they was gonna try to monetize it eventually. You know what I'm saying? Because they was doing so many numbers on Instagram, which the quality on Instagram was super trash.
Trash.
So
It actually got better though now when they get in. I'm sure Apple or whoever is paying them to put certain people in the room.
Right.
oh yeah. It'll never go back to split
FaceTime,
screen.
yeah.
They'll have to be in the same room from now on because it was just too much trouble. Did y'all watch Snoop
Yeah.
and X?
Yeah, who watched that?
Who won?
Snoop won, but it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
I hear a lot of people saying that.
I thought Snoop. I'm gonna keep it real. Snoop took it easy on him.
That's what I said.
There's a lot
That's
of
what I
shit Snoop ain't
said.
play. But there was a lot of stuff X ain't play either.
I said it was closer than I thought.
Super easy on him.
But
You know what-
Snoop turned it into more of a
But
party.
Snoop-
Snoop celebrated.
You know what I mean?
all it when I was drinking too though, so maybe that was what it was. But Snoop, a lot of Snoop's shit started sounding the same. Like over.
What you mean?
Like everything he was playing sounded like one song.
Really?
Yeah, dead ass.
He was drinking too much.
It sounded like one song, man.
Drinking too
And I think it's just because it's that West Coast sound.
But he ain't played nothing from No Limit. That's what I noticed. He ain't really played nothing from No Limit.
He played like 2 records.
I think he played.
He played Fuck Them Other Niggas and he played
Bitch Please, I think.
Yeah.
He might have played Bitch. But he had records that he didn't touch. But I like the way he did, like, give X his. I mean,
I think he knew that if he would have went 100%, it would have
smashed him up.
Well,
X would have went back to smoking.
See,
he needed that moment.
And that's why I fuck with Snoop the way I do, because he did show the nigga that. But X, and I was just telling somebody, Snoop is probably the OG now of active rappers. There's nobody before him that's as relevant now. So anybody that didn't came out after him, them is his
son.
Little homies. You know what I'm saying? Like to him, them is the little homies.
Oops, my fault, y'all. That nigga X built like Zion now, though.
Nigga, thank God he was looking bad.
I was gonna say, I'm happy to see him
like X got some weight.
I'm happy to see him with the gun on.
Was X drinking?
He was
cracking.
He was
wait,
like
in the thing, or are you talking about in general?
Nah, during the verses.
He said he wasn't.
He said he wasn't, but like
I think he was drunk.
Cause like the first 5 songs he was like this.
Then he
got to about 10, he like this.
Was Snoop.
Then about 15
to
to 20.
Energy. He was
15 to 20. X was just like, yeah, the song come on. I say, fuck my baby's mom. I'm like, this nigga's wild. Snoop was like, where my ladies at? He was like, where the bitches?
Yo, but you know what? I do love the setup now. Like with them being in the same studio and all that shit.
Snoop's studio is fire.
Snoop, man, I seen a video of him like a tour. That whole shit it's like a compound. That shit.
Yeah, that's
what he called it.
He called it Doggy World or Doggy
For real?
Compound.
Man,
or some shit like that.
Snoop is the one person, like, if I could meet a celebrity or
It
just
would be him.
He's top, super top of my list. Like,
he's so dope. This nigga said, I'm giving my cars, some cars away. I got 30 of them. So I'm going to just give it to my fans because they gave me so much money, gave me so much, I'm giving it back.
That's a tax write-off, bro.
Still.
you still fuck with it.
That's like you ain't seen when that shit first, when this shit first started and Big Mill was giving away a Bentley.
Yeah, I seen that shit.
Yeah, them niggas trying to give away Bentleys.
And like, no wonder you trying to get rid of it, nigga. Like, you trying to come up off of that shit. Next week you got Ross versus
Titty Boy.
Yeah. Who y'all got?
Ross.
I got Ross.
I think it's gonna be clean, Ross.
Me too.
But I don't think it's gonna be no blowout.
No?
Niggas got 2 chains fucked up.
It's gonna be a blowout. But it's gonna be.
It ain't gonna be.
It's gonna be a close.
I feel what you're saying.
It ain't gonna be.
The songs will be like this.
Right.
Rick Ross might win 16-4,
So
but the songs
a gentleman's
yeah,
song.
yeah.
I don't think so though.
Nope.
This nigga come back with like what's the song
Ross
he had with Drake?
All Me.
All Me. Watch Out Little Bitch record, the Duffel Bag Boy. It's
Two
so much.
He got features. He got a nice.
I don't think it's gonna be as bad as people think it's gonna be.
But why didn't we get the matchup that everybody, or there's a couple different combinations niggas was talking about with Ross? Niggas wanted to see Ross and Jeezy. Some niggas wanted to see Ross and Tip.
I want to see Tip. I want to see Tip with anybody.
Tip with a.
I think it's sleeping on Tip, bro.
With a blew out Ross.
I don't think
you
think so?
Close.
See,
Jeezy can go into that mixtape bag.
True.
And it's
T.I. got some album cuts though.
That's why I don't think T.I. and Ross would have been a good.
You think he would have smoked
Ross?
Smoked Ross. He wanted to smoke with 50 though.
T.I.
Smoked him.
Smoked him.
I kind of think he would have.
Smoked him.
Smoked him.
Ross got a nice catalog, but T.I. got.
Ross got a nice catalog, but it's not something that you remember.
And that's the thing.
I don't think anybody can sit and tell me Ross bars. If you ask somebody to give me a Ross bar, they're not gonna be able to do it.
I think with the verses, when it's 20 hits, like 20 of your best, you can have a deep ass catalog, but if you don't have
but that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Tip
why I'm
got
saying
records.
But even that's why I'm thinking that the 2 Chainz is going to be closer than people think. I don't think Ross got 20 hits.
I feel you.
I don't know.
Hits.
Tip wanted to
not hood classics. I'm talking about hits that's going to translate over a whole population. Like like 2 Chainz?
Maybe.
T.I. went to smoke with 50.
Because 2 Chainz also got the good music catalog
You think he
too.
killed 50?
Smoke 50.
Yeah, smoke T.I. You know, T.I. was calling 50 out.
Nah,
Now, I'm going to tell y'all, when he first did it, I said, oh, nah, this nigga will kill.
That's the East
I said
Coast
he will kill. No, I said he would kill 50. That was my first thought. But then I thought about it. 50 got more records than what we think.
No, I know 50
He ain't been active.
50 got
But if
a
you-
lot of records,
if you
but it
go-
ain't T.I. records.
But if you okay, so with the verses, niggas is playing shit that they was on, shit that they produced, shit that they wrote. 50 can play Get Rich, he can play the first G Unit, he can play documentary, all his mixtape shit before that.
He wrote all the game sucks, he said.
So it's like I think he would have had a solid 20. I would have liked, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it, but he said he ain't participate.
He said got a solid 20.
He just ain't got time for it.
He ain't gonna
Nah,
fuck
he
with
ain't
it.
different.
50's the type of nigga where he's not going to put himself in a position to lose. If he even think he might lose.
And T.I. is the wrong person to go against.
I want to see T.I. again. I'd like to see T.I. against Ross.
I would have liked to have seen that too.
It would have been a blowout.
Now he talking about, I think he said he wanted to see Hov. And I was like,
I
you
seen
gotta
that. Yeah,
relax.
he gotta chill.
You gotta relax.
But they trying to find somebody for Fat Joe too right now.
Fat Joe got some records.
Fat Joe
Ooh.
and 2 Chainz might have been.
That might have been better.
I heard Joe Budden talk about Meek and 2 Chainz.
See,
Who,
Meek
Meek got 20
That's
hits.
what I'm
bro?
See, Meek.
I don't think Meek got it.
I don't think so either.
And that's
I don't
what-
listen to
Timberland
Meek
told
like that.
Bow Wow to sit down. He
I
don't
heard
think
that.
he got 20.
I heard that.
He got 20.
I don't know if he got 20, man.
Bow got 20.
Bow got 20.
But the
Bow
problem,
got 20 records.
but the problem is you can't go against anybody grown because his records, big records, are kid records.
But even his kid records, I can't think of 20 kid records.
It ain't. I'm not saying he got 20
Back
for sure hits, but he has enough of a catalog that he could put 20 songs
There's a lot of
together.
people who can put 20 songs.
But
on there.
he got enough where he could put 20 together and at least half.
Who would he go against,
would-
though?
No, that's what I'm saying. Who do you go against? Who is another person?
There's
that's
certain
been
niggas
around?
that you just can't put on verses, and it's like Jay-Z, is Weezy,
Yeah.
Drake. You can't put certain niggas in this verses.
So none of them can participate.
You can't put them
Can
in
they go
there.
against each other?
Yeah.
Can Weezy go against Drake?
I mean, it'll
No,
just,
Weezy
it'll
can't.
Oh,
Weezy-
boy.
be a
Weezy
celebration.
can't. I'm gonna keep it real.
He can't go against nobody?
I could see Hov on there before Weezy. Weezy just can't. Ooh, he got too much
He got a lot
to
of
pull
music,
from.
man.
Yeah,
He gonna pull from
He got
Squad.
3 eras. He got
Weezy don't even got to
eras
pull
choose
from albums.
That's
He
what
can
I'm
just
saying.
do straight
All
mixtape
mixtape.
records,
The
and
Squad.
they use niggas'
Yeah, that
records.
squad up shit.
His
Because you
probably
gotta
one of
think.
his top 10 songs is that Squad We Ready. We ready. That's probably one of his top
Yeah, I don't think
15,
you can
20
put
songs.
Weezy.
Think about it.
Weezy, I don't think he could. Even I don't even really. Jay-Z definitely has 20 records he can put on there, but I don't think Jay. And this, you know, this is coming from me.
I was gonna say, that's your pops.
This is coming from
You
me.
love, you
I
love.
don't think Jay-Z got 20 records that could beat
Weezy?
a few people. Like
I just think Weezy.
20
That's it.
records?
Just Weezy.
20.
Who are
Like,
these-
niggas was
who
talking
are
about
these
putting,
people?
Juicy J was talking about
Nas.
going against Nas, and
He
he
said
was
Nas.
smoke Nas. Juicy J will smoke.
That's very disrespectful.
No.
That's very disrespectful.
Nobody want to go to a Versus and learn. Niggas want to go. Niggas need to hear bangers.
You're right.
But 6 Mafia records, he got.
He
all-
got
It's
bangers.
way too in that forum.
He
He
do
got-
enough
he
fans
can't-
to make him dance. He been on.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like in that forum,
But look,
Nas can't go against somebody like Juicy
But
J.
you
He
have
got to
to-
go against a nigga like J. Cole or somebody that.
I'm about to
a knowledge dropping
It gotta be
ass.
a knowledge dropping
Gotta
that
go
nigga. It can't be in a verse where niggas 808s is beating up the speakers.
But hold on. Let's go back for a second to this whole thing you said, because you said you don't think Jay-Z has 20 records.
in that forum.
Who are these
Who
people?
are these
though?
people?
What you mean?
You said there's a few people you don't think he could beat.
Well, I'm talking about in his
Name them
like
though.
Weezy, like Drake.
I think you get Drake.
I
Weezy, I
think
think
you get
Weezy. I think Weezy
But
is a
Drake
tough
got
person.
features as
I
well.
agree. I
Like,
think
this
Weezy
nigga
is a
got
tough.
features that just like.
I think.
I think
And
Weezy
I'm a
is
way
a-
bigger fan. I'm a way bigger
You-
fan
I
of
know
Jay Z
you
than all of them.
You have.
But I'm just saying.
You have Sean Corey Carter fucked up.
I think Weezy is the toughest one.
It is. That's
Period.
a tough matchup anyway.
Because he got 20,000 songs.
That's a tough matchup. Anyway.
He the hardest one.
And he probably would never do it.
And the thing about it, it'd be hard for him to pull
I
20.
think Weezy would do it.
I don't, because I think he can't pull 20.
I think he would do it. It would just they would have to find somebody who would
I think
be willing to do
Weezy
it.
against
But I
Drake.
think Weezy would put his catalog up against, and he always talking that best rapper alive shit. He always talking about like he wanted to go. He'll be the one. Jay-Z would never do that.
Who?
Would never
Who
do
can
that.
Weezy go with though? If it ain't Jay.
I mean, that really, it's a maybe a group of 5 people.
Thinking like
if you don't go
I
against,
think Weezy
Joe, I
go
think-
against Drake just.
yeah, they
I'm
can
not.
do
I'm
it.
not. The name I'm about to say. I'm not saying that he will
He about to say
even.
something.
He about to say
No,
something.
no, no.
I'm about to keep my
I'm
shit
not-
on crib.
I'm not saying that this person could even rival Weezy. I'm just saying that person that would actually get in the ring with him and do that will be Eminem. He would do it. I don't think he would not come close. I don't think he will pick up. I don't think he will pick up a round.
I don't want to see Eminem in anything except 8 Mile. That's the best thing Eminem ever did. Was
But
8
I'm
Mile.
saying that's the only type of person with that ego that would go up against somebody like Weezy. It wouldn't be.
Yeah.
There's not many people who will put their catalog up.
Hopefully,
against
niggas'
Weezy.
car break down the way to the studio. But I do not want to see
Look.
Eminem anywhere.
Now, so we talking about, because that's one of the things with the Verzuz, like the generational difference. So you have to find a good matchup because you can't put an old head against. Now we got old heads in another area that's getting ready to get it on in September. Roy Jones Jr. is hopping in for an exhibition. You think so?
Well, they just saying that they can't. Okay, so I just seen something saying that they're not allowed knocking each other out.
It's an exhibition, I guess. And
So
I think
how the
it's,
fuck do you
win?
How do
I
you
don't know.
control if
You can.
Are they wearing headgear?
Yeah.
So
headgear,
Tyson
headgear.
said, I think it's in Cali, and they have to wear that's state law. They have to wear the head.
But how do you control? Like, if I throw this punch, I can't control if this nigga get knocked out by my punch or not. Like, how do you control that shit?
This is a bad idea.
It's a
No,
horrible
it's
idea.
a horrible, terrible idea.
And then I just the
And
clip,
then for it to be wrong, but I actually forgot that Roy Jones went up in weight classes. But
Beat
I
John
would
Ruiz.
never even but I would never put him in the ring with Mike Tyson.
dog. This is a bad idea.
This
It's a
nigga,
bad
Mike, you see his
idea.
interviews? Mike Tyson spitting in the mouth and
Hey, the one that's circulating around where he was talking about how he been trying to cage the animal this whole time.
And talking about once he let it out,
Hey.
hell's coming with it.
If Roy watched that, he should just
Have you seen their sparring videos?
Yeah.
dog.
Bro, Roy Jones sparred with a nigga about 5'10", 340 pounds. Mike in there sparring with UFC fight nigga.
In his draws.
Dog.
Yeah,
Mike-
Hit him in his shorts, in his draws.
Mike, and like he was saying, he said once I've been there, I can't control. So all this headgear and I can't knock you
It
out,
don't
shit might
matter.
be out the way.
Yeah, they
I
gonna
was
matter.
next.
What?
Evander getting back in there.
Man,
He would better off putting Evander in there with Mike again.
Evander getting back in there.
all of these old niggas need to relax.
I actually
All
I'm
these
gonna keep it
old
real.
niggas.
Lennox Lewis gonna fuck all of them up still.
Damn, I forgot about
he's still in
Lennox
good
Lewis.
shape though.
Who Lennox?
Yeah.
But just to
Keep
watch,
scoring by Tyson.
just to watch Tyson get back in shape as fast as he did, like the nigga is ready.
He
Like,
looked prime.
I
like
wouldn't
he in his
fight him.
prime.
nah.
There's no fucking way. They wouldn't even pay me to do that.
Remember when we was younger? That's what niggas used to always talking about. Like, how much would you take to
Yeah,
step
I
in-
would tell you. Yeah.
to step in the ring with that
And
nigga?
you gotta go
Tyson?
toe to toe. You can't run.
Roy Jones is confident.
Nah, he
I mean-
he just pretending to be confident, man.
You don't think it's real?
No, hell no.
I think
He don't
the
believe
thing
it.
is though,
He
that
don't
Roy
believe it.
Jones' best attribute was the speed,
And now when you get older and that speed slow down,
and Mike Tyson's strength is still looking like.
Head speed. The nigga looked the same as he did.
Hey, that little right hook dip uppercut he used to do. That's
He looked the same as he did 30 years
yeah.
ago.
He don't look no slower or nothing.
so that's gonna be September. But I think with the Corona shit, like, I think it's gonna be empty.
I think they put it out there. They put it out far enough to save
To
Roy
try to
Jones
hope.
September 12th because they know that shit ain't about to happen.
You think you don't think it's gonna happen?
It's too far out. They know that this fucking corona about to
Somebody
come
gonna get
out.
an injury? Nah, Roy gonna come up with a leg injury or
Some-
something.
Is
man.
Roy Jones broke?
I doubt it,
man.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
He still work at HBO and he's still doing
Oh, do
all
he?
those commentaries. I don't think he.
That's
He
what
ain't making fight money.
Yeah.
Hey.
I wonder how does that work though when they retire? Do they still get pensions and all
Nah.
that?
Your bread is your bread, bro.
Yeah.
That's what 50 was saying in that interview when he was talking to Wayne. He was like, "There's gonna come a point where Floyd."
That was the messiest fucking interview
He was talking
I've
crazy.
ever seen.
He was talking
50
crazy.
This nigga 50 was talking crazy.
he
on
went
there.
on Wayne's podcast, and I don't know if he was drunk or what it was.
It was about niggas putting out hits on people.
He was just talking, man.
I gotta listen to that.
And he just said that.
It's on Young Money Radio. Yeah,
he was saying how the nigga that shot him the 9 times ran with Mike Tyson. And he was talking about how, you know, he ran with Tyson and Tyson shouted him out and all that. So he said he ran into Tyson in Vegas. And Tyson was like, let me talk to you. And he said, he was like, shit, like, I'm 50, but in that moment, it's like, what the fuck this nigga want to talk to me about? And said he pulled him to the side and was just telling him, I guess he had some type of little beef with Floyd. And this is when 50 and Floyd was still cool. Yeah. And Mike was telling him, like, watch out for him, you know, whatever. Because 50 was like, it's going to come a point where Floyd going to get broke. And he was like, he going to be another old nigga trying to take a fight.
Broke. I don't know, man.
That nigga's wild.
That nigga's wild. Not to be
that
broke.
nigga ain't going broke. That nigga's wild, man.
He
always put another fighter in there. See, Mike ain't had that.
Right.
Mike, when he was done fighting, he was just done fighting.
Right.
Floyd could always just put Javante in there. He could put.
But I was just saying that Javante don't like. What's his name? Broner. We're just saying that nigga Javante don't like Floyd. Like they don't even.
All right,
like
he's still up under him.
Yeah, but as
Floyd's
far as
still
like long term, like Javante can go on. Yeah, Javante can get from up under that.
Why? Floyd
I
is the.
win.
I win.
Yeah.
Floyd
bring the most money in for anybody he fights or anybody who's up under him.
He low key after the heavyweight division died out.
He kept boxing alive.
He kept boxing alive. He was the only draw that you would pay. That's pay-per-view money.
That's why when Manny Pacquiao was talking about we want to split it 60-40, if I was Floyd, I'm like, hell nah.
For what?
No matter what, you gonna make the most money when you fight against me if I give you 30%.
Exactly.
I ain't think about
you gonna make the
and
most
I hated that fight
because
because they waited too long.
Yeah.
They waited too long for that Pac fight. But the way Floyd fight, I mean,
he can go. He can still fight now for real. The way he fights. Unless you get in, like you said, you get in there with a dog, though. You pick that many dogs that can hit him.
That's the thing. That mother, you can't hit him.
You can't hit him. So it ain't the many motherfuckers that can even get in there. And
niggas be like, oh, his fights is boring.
There's another fight coming up in November. Well, it's supposed to be in November. Spence and Garcia. They just signed today.
What today?
Yeah, they did today. They signed the deal today, and they
I fuck with Spence.
I like Spence.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, but with everything going on, like, it's necessary. We need something. Yeah. Especially if football end up, you know what I'm saying? We need something.
Football don't come back, I'm going to be sick, bro.
I don't see how it can happen.
So, now, like we just said, sports, you know what I mean? You need to get a breather and get away and chill, watch your sports and shit. What is it like for y'all right now, like, with y'all women? Like, dating, like... Because you can't
we
move
all
around.
married.
So. Right.
Let's clear it up.
Right. We all married.
I mean dating.
So we not dating. We not dating.
Look,
we all
look
married.
Look what it said.
I don't know what this
Look what it said.
is.
I said, what does dating your mate? That's what I meant.
That ain't what you said.
Okay, my bad.
He gave the E end, not the A end.
I was needing to make sure that it was clear that we are all married.
Yes.
He gonna look at this video. I was looking like,
my apologies. I meant, what is it like? Because obviously, if you was out and about,
right,
you could find a way to, you know what I mean, move around. But when it's your actual spouse and shit, you know, it used to be a date night here or do that. Like, so how are y'all maintaining that relationship with all of this going on?
niggas is sorry.
Right. Ain't nobody had shit to say. Niggas all was like,
it's rough.
For some reason though, my wife, all she be wanting to do is fuck now. Bro, no, it's not a good thing. Like, no.
I told you last time.
I know, but that's not a good problem.
Why not?
Because you get tired of, like, sometimes I be wanting to just lay down, chill, cuddle.
You ain't been gone for 12 months.
Bro, you did that.
Right.
You be ready to turn lining out some shit. Nah, I'll just be like, look, man, we just did this like yesterday. Like,
bringing you powers in.
I forgot about that. I forgot about them things.
What, the gas station pills?
Okay.
I'm saying.
Look, so we went one year, me, Holly, and Belle went to a Jimmy's house at this warehouse, right? And it was a Halloween party. And I was dressed as was it a pope or some shit? Or Friar or some shit? Yeah, so it was like looked like Friar Tuck from Robin Hood, like a brown, like brown, big brown, thin ass thing. So around the time, I popped his in.
Right.
I powered his in before we went up there.
This nigga wood coming through the.
Hey, what's crazy is the way it activates.
Hey, it don't take much.
It don't take nothing. At the time, was she 3? My 4-year-old daughter gave me a hug when I was walking out the crib, and her shoulder or something brushed my meat. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with
Hey,
this?
it don't take nothing. I'm telling you, bruh.
Hey,
Bruh, the Zens are, and they stay with you.
Like days.
I know.
They
So
stay to fuck with
Let
you.
me tell you my story. I used to, this is a long time ago, long time ago.
Right, long time ago.
Bro, I used to go over to this joint's crib, you know, after the club be 3 o'clock. I go up there, just be a Zen and a shot of Patron.
Just waiting for you.
Oh, because she knew.
Just waiting.
She
She knew what time it was.
Like,
Hey.
like, damn, this all. I ain't good without her.
Right.
See, I had one of my niggas tell me about it, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna fuck with him and see what's up. And you go in there, go to the gas station, grab one, and I was about 72 hours.
Crazy.
It's
I'm like,
crazy.
God damn,
Crazy,
like,
bruh.
but
I don't got that type of energy. No
all right, so your issue, your quarantine issue is
It's all
she
the
wants to
time,
fuck too
bruh.
much.
It's all the time.
You just came home, so you like
Yeah, but I think the biggest is just, it ain't nowhere to go, really.
right.
Like, I'm not a walking the park type. Like, I ain't
But then even then, when you're in the house watching movies and shit, it's easy to fall asleep.
See, that's the thing. Like, oh, you don't watch a movie with me? You falling asleep?
It's
Like,
like shit.
I can't lay in the bed. Like, me, I
Right.
can't lay in the
Right.
bed unless, if I lay in the bed, I'm gonna go to sleep, period.
So Shamara be trying that shit. Like, she want to watch a movie. She be like, no, we can watch it. If we watch it upstairs in the bedroom, I'm
Exactly.
gonna go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so we go downstairs,
Yep.
down there on the couch, and we sit in the. I look over her ass still,
Gone.
the fuck knocked out. So I mean, that's the furthest extent to our date nights. Be it just like
Man,
most
I
will
think we
do.
went to,
Or we'll go out to eat sometimes
We'll
and
go out
like
to
pick
eat
out something.
couple times.
Yeah, that's it. But it don't be like
It
nothing.
don't be nothing too. I think we
But
did
even
like
if I don't think if the corona shit was around, it would never
it was
change.
still.
It would be pretty much
See,
the same.
well, honestly, I think it fucks with your mental because even if you know in your mind you have the ability to move around, it make you feel a little better because
Right,
it's like,
right, yeah.
I'm deciding to stay at home.
Right.
Yeah.
When you ain't got the
choice.
the
Yeah, it's a
choice.
choice. Yeah.
So like, I think we took one of them the early Verzuz ones and like, nigga told my son go upstairs. Don't come down. If you need something, text me. This is date night, nigga. So like, we in the basement.
Text me.
Yeah. You need something, text me. Don't come down here. And it was like ordered food from somewhere, set it up in the basement.
Oh, that's dope.
So that was, but that was like
the early version.
March, April, yeah.
So our kids is in the bed by 8, and they don't come out of their room until like. Now they don't come out the room. Like my son, he in the
No,
crib, so
listen,
he don't come out. So
Let me just say this. My son is 8, and I'm now realizing it's now transitioning. It's now getting to the point where I can't put him somewhere and he stays there.
Yeah.
This nigga's everywhere. He in the refrigerator. He tiptoeing around at night. It's like, nigga,
you
what
gotta
the
give
fuck?
him a direct order.
I got two 13-year-olds.
Oh, yeah, so it's a
The bathroom doors be locked.
Oh,
Yeah, good. I'm like, I
What
come
you
in the
got
room, I'm like, I see 3 of them. I'm like, man, where's little Darren at? He in the bathroom. All right, man, so I'm come do this when we get out. I go back 30 minutes. I'm like, bro, what's up? I'm almost done.
What are you doing?
You know what he doing?
yo.
Bro, and then the 2 13-year-olds occupied both bathrooms. One upstairs, one downstairs. They ain't go to my room and doing it, but I'm like,
That's the thing with kids.
Right.
Like, once they get older, it's like
hey, it's crazy.
you got little people
I'm
in your
gonna
shit.
wait
like,
for that, but I got
look,
girls too, though.
bro,
so.
he just be like I said, he just moving around, and it's like, man, I remember when I, like you said, it's bad. Like if I tell him to go to bed, he's gonna go, but I can't really. Nigga, it be light outside. Like they take your
Right.
He be looking at me like,
It be like this. It's like this, and I take bedtime, night night. Oh, for sure. I be ready to put their ass in. Well, at 8 o'clock, they in the bed for
I ain't got
sure.
the energy, bro.
I got the energy to tell their ass to go to bed. My
Really?
son, but my son, he's only like 17 months, so he on a schedule. So at this time, he's kind of winding down. So I just put him in his room. He got his own room, and I just shut the door. He got his TV on, he watching it, and he falls asleep in his crib.
Yeah.
He good by himself.
Yeah.
It's when the girls start fucking with him when he got a problem, because they always fucking with him. But the girls, it's like pulling teeth to get them. Like my daughter, my youngest daughter, I damn near got to put hands and feet on her to make her stay in the bed. Like she does not.
You gotta hit with that Benadryl.
Man. Like, hey.
I be trying. My wife don't let me. She won't let me.
Like, I'm gonna have to slip you something.
Hey, I won't lie, like around the time my kids was like 7, 8, they used to ask for Benadryl. You get some Benadryl, and I'm like, man, shut up, man. Say it in front of people. My mom looking at me like, Benadryl? It be some little soda, but it was
Oh, shit. That's funny as fuck.
I mean, you know what? Like I said, early on, that's what we did, and then the Chappelle shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the most recent.
That's the that's the
You know
well. No,
what I
we
mean?
went to a Mexican restaurant last week, and then another
I saw,
couple.
yeah,
We went
I
up
saw
to Dublin to Pins.
Yeah. That's where I live, right?
Yeah,
right
we
next
went
to
up there to Pins like last week, but before that it was the Chappelle thing. But other than that, like
Yeah, I mean,
my wife she's not a friend person to be out and shit.
Right.
This is like her sanctuary. I don't want to say like she liked being here, but
But
got the kids.
I feel it.
And you know, I'm not staying here with them, so
I just see a lot of people like talking about trying to find creative ways to keep it. You know what I mean? Because
it's hard.
easy.
It's hard. It's easy to get complacent with shit, and it's just hard to be in the same like where you feel like you have to be in the crib.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that's a hard thing to have to deal with, but everybody got to deal with the shit.
Right.
So
that's
except for the mixy motherfuckers that don't care.
That don't give
I
a
ain't
fuck.
gonna lie, bro. I be looking at this and I'm like, man, these motherfuckers dumb.
For real.
They having a lot of goddamn fun.
Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
I be looking at
Right.
the parts like, damn, they have.
Like y'all some idiots, but this shit.
Damn, they look
Like my wife with my sister right now, and I was on the phone with. I don't think he was here.
Yeah.
You was just here, and I was like, "Hey man, what you about to do tonight? You staying over there all night? Cause I'm about to be out here.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere.
Right.
But I know if I turn on after we get done with this, and I turn on my phone, niggas gonna be out here in these streets.
But see, look. The night I seen you over Yacht Crib, right, and you left, and niggas was talking about going up.
To Buckeye Crazy. I'm like, nah.
So look, so I'm gonna tell you what happened. When you left, we like, fuck it, we gonna go up to Crazy. We get in the parking lot. It ain't really nothing popping. It's like, it's kind of empty and shit. So we like, all right, we about to go in. So then one of them niggas, I can't remember, was like, nah, let's go down to Podunks, right? So I'm like, first off, I've never been to fucking Podunks.
Podunks is up there, right up the street.
Yeah, right up the street. I didn't went past it a
Yeah.
million times, and I ain't never went in that bitch.
Yeah.
So they like, we gonna see what's up here. I'm like, all right. So we ride down the street, nigga. We get in the parking lot, nigga. I hopped out the car. I went like this. I said, all right, y'all.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I said, y'all let me know what's
I'm
up.
already right here by the
Listen,
freeway.
motherfuckers was out, so they got a patio.
Yeah.
It's about 50 motherfuckers on the patio, not one mask in sight. You got people outside their cars. It's a line. I'm looking at these niggas like, y'all going in there? I said, I'm straight.
Don't care.
I already knew when we left Yak's crib that it was gonna be that. I'm like, that's why I'm going to the crib now.
We went back to Buckeye Crazy. It was like 12 people in there. Niggas went to the back, played a game of pool, got a drink, and that's it.
Don't care, bro.
Like, I'm not trying to be in the mix with a million motherfuckers right now.
But that's the thing, though. That's like the balance of it. Like when we were just saying, like we can be on our phones looking at niggas looking like they having fun.
Right.
But when you pull up there, you be like,
It ain't even.
That reality hits you
I'm about
like,
to go. Yeah, I'm going
it
home
ain't-
to the crib, bro.
And plus, I know a couple people who got it from going out. Like that first weekend when they had the day party at Callahan's, I know like 3 people who personally that I'm cool with.
But this is the dopest thing about, I think, both us in general, because I know most of my friends are married.
Right.
Like, so niggas if niggas ain't trying to get like have some type of like small social gathering with just husbands and wives, then I'm not trying to be out in the club or
terrible. If you was on the prowl for something.
That's what I was gonna say. If I was in that mode and I was at that age,
you gotta get.
I would just get it, bro. I see why niggas is out. Like if I ain't had nothing to come home to, bro, I would be out here, bro. I was like, fuck it, bro.
We
I'm
risking it
mask
all.
up.
We risking it.
We risking it all.
It's fucking probably will fuck roll anyway. So what the fuck is COVID? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna keep it buck.
Right.
But
But that's the best part about mostly all my. I don't think I have any single friends. I might have like.
Yeah,
right.
But for the most part, all my friends either married or they get in relationships.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, if you can link up on that small scale and do just couples look like that shit is cool. But even I see people talking about it's a house party. But it's like, yeah, that's not. You might as well go to the club if you want to do that. Like,
yeah.
But all right, so we talking about the whole dating your spouse or trying to keep it so it don't get too crazy or you ain't complacent. But nigga, I seen a video about mothers versus wives.
This the dumbest fucking conversation
I keep seeing it though.
Every year.
I keep seeing it. So
I just feel like they both like. I feel like you should put one ahead of the other just to understand it.
It's a situation.
Exactly.
It's all situational.
It's all just to understand. Like we all playing for the same team. It ain't should be no competition.
There's no list where
it's never dad's versus husband.
Never.
Because the husband like.
Right. But that's it though. This conversation is being fueled by women.
Yeah.
Because they always in competition with somebody.
For what?
If it ain't the mom, it's a sister. If it ain't the sister, it's a cousin. If it ain't the cousin, it's your husband or boyfriend's best friend.
Right.
It's always somebody.
Well, I don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't either. All those conversations is silly though. It's like I'm gonna take it case by case. Like as long as you not being disrespected,
right?
She not being disrespected, then it is what you. That's my mother. You're my wife, and then that's like
who gets in the front seat.
That's what.
Whoever gets there first. Right. What are y'all drawing?
Honestly,
let me sit up.
Honestly,
if
your people's is decent people, they gonna work that shit out. You ain't gonna have to get involved in that.
That's the thing.
The wife is gonna be like, here you go.
You already in the front seat. I can get in the back. But my wife said something to me about that. She said, it was actually the video that circulated was his fault. If you know these motherfuckers don't like each other, why are they even in the same vicinity? You keep them apart from each other.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. If my wife and mother didn't get along, it wouldn't have never worked. I would have never my mom is cool though. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom's not one of them types. She ain't like once I got with her, that was it. She understood her son is transitioning and got his own family, his own. So a lot of moms don't respect that. They don't want to let go. Yeah. But if it came to a situation where like I know niggas that got a mom and a girl and they hate each other, and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck y'all.
Right.
How do you make that work? Like how do you make that shit work?
This is the thing. Sometimes that shit it starts out good,
right?
And then after you get married, then that's when the split comes because the reality starts to set in. So I mean, I
wouldn't be able to deal with it.
Yeah, that'd be horrible.
Yeah.
Too much stress.
But my mom and my wife, they get along. Yeah. But my mom don't give a fuck about that. She knows like he has his own family. I'm not his priority.
Right.
His priority is his family.
And that's what it be. You having moms where they can't let go. So now they calling you every 5 minutes. I need you to come over here and do this. I need you to come over here and do that. I need you to run me here. And then the nigga be like, well, that's my mom. And so now you got that. It ain't gonna never work. But end of the day, really, it do just come down to situation by situation. I respect both of y'all. Y'all need to respect each other. I'm not choosing nobody over nobody. Like I think even when niggas talk about like the difference between who comes first, the kids or your spouse, and I'm like, I don't understand that.
When is gonna be a situation where I have to pick the kids? Exactly. Like what they both died, I gotta pick.
Right.
Who I take to pick like give CPR to first?
In that situation, I always tell my wife that fuck them kids. For me.
I thought it was gonna have something deep. I always tell my wife,
no, with our kids. No, that's why because I always make sure that my wife is the priority because of this fact. When they're gone, it's just gonna be me and her. And if me and her aren't prioritizing our marriage first as far as the family dynamic, then our kids is going to grow up in this world where they feel like they come first. Right. And it's that entitlement.
And you know what else
I'm not cool with that shit.
Moms control the whole mood of the house. Dad could be mad as a motherfucker. Nobody care.
Don't give
Who
a
gives
fuck.
a fuck? Dad, nothing for dad.
Right.
If mom mad,
Oh,
you
the whole
gonna feel
house.
it.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody
yeah.
cooking. Ain't nobody cleaning. Ain't nobody washing the clothes.
Nothing. Right.
Mom gonna walk in the room just like,
Yep.
or she gonna lock herself away.
Yeah.
Dad gonna sit down. Nobody give a fucking dad. Who cares if dad's mad?
But I mean, that's real though. Like you do have to make sure that the marriage and that relationship stays intact because everything flows
from that.
Right.
If y'all, cause yeah,
It has to be a healthy example for your kids to see. Like, oh, my dad and my mom, you could tell they love each other, that they are on the same page, and that this is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Because if it's not that, they don't see that, and they see that they're first.
yeah.
That entitlement, then that shit, then they go out into the world with that shit, into schools and into
Everything.
Yeah, it's just like so. In that instance, as far as
Kids
like me and my wife
versus
are
spouse.
concerned, like I always make sure to let her know that we need to make sure that we are first before even them. That's why I would tell. When I say fuck them kids, it don't mean like literally like fuck them. It
But
just
it's
means
like,
their
regardless-
needs are going to be taken care of,
right,
but
right.
ours need to be first.
It
Right.
flows top down.
Right.
As long
Exactly.
as we good, they gonna get with that.
Right, they gonna get with
But
that.
if you, because I've seen people say like, your kids get older, they gone.
And
Now
then
we don't even know.
We don't know each other.
have nothing.
Now we
Yeah.
don't have nothing.
Yeah.
Then now what do we? We just sitting
Yep.
here looking at each other stupid.
Yep.
Because now we don't have the distraction.
Well, yeah, we don't have no
Because
foundation.
that's all kids
Kids
do is a
wasn't
distraction.
foundation.
They just distractions. That's all they do is distract you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man, like kids, it's a beautiful thing, but it's like if you're not ready for how your relationship is gonna change once you have kids, and like people be thinking it's all sweet, but it's like nah.
Like it's just one thing. Like it's the perfect.
I tell
family
people all the
picture.
time, you're never ready to have kids. You'll
No,
never
you'll
ready.
never be ready. You'll never be ready.
You're never ready.
Some
You
shit
never
That
just
shit
gotta
happens.
happen.
You just gotta deal.
It
It's
just gotta happen.
You just gotta deal with it.
Right.
Damn.
Because it's
It's
a
here
case by
now.
case. It's case by case, like
here
how
now.
you deal with your kids and how you
Yeah.
deal with just the dynamic. Because
I
It changes
have,
everything.
I have a video that I can always go back to when she got pregnant. Like I
What?
literally put a video. So I put a video. Look, I'm gonna tell you what
When she
happened.
got pregnant,
I can
you
say
was
stuff.
some freaky freaky.
I got the sex tape.
But that's what I was thinking.
Tape.
Hey,
When I got her pregnant.
he said, I got a tape when I first got her
I ain't talking
pregnant.
about. I ain't talking about.
Conception, not conception.
I ain't talking about when I impregnated her.
Hey,
But nah.
So look, she missed her period, and then I'm like, you need to take a test. This is like after she bullshitting around. I'm like, I'm gonna get a test. So I stopped, got a test, came home, took it. She was positive, she's pregnant. So I put my camera. I'm like, what we gonna do? Like we had this whole big conversation about what we gonna do and all that. So then when we decided we was keeping it, nigga, I turned my camera on my phone on. I was like, look, August, whatever it was, 2000, whatever. I said, y'all hear this? We're deciding to have a baby. Whatever's about to change, whatever's about to come from this, we're deciding in this moment that we're ready to deal with that. And that's gonna be 18 years of dealing with shit. So
more
I
than
can
that.
tell, well, nigga, you
my mom's still dealing with me.
know what I mean? If you a
Still
good
getting
parent, you know what I'm
nails
saying?
in.
If you a good parent, you're gonna be dealing with it for the rest of your life. But yeah, I always go like when it get tough, I go back to it. I be like, look, this is what we decided.
But
Like,
is
this is what
it
we
really
decided.
we? We
Oh,
didn't really
shit, here we
decide
go.
shit.
I'm about to go down the rabbit hole.
I can look. To me, this is how I looked at
We
it.
made it.
This
but
is how I looked at
we
it.
didn't make the decision.
I was scared as fuck. I didn't have any kids. I wasn't ready. So in my head, I'm like, you know what I mean? But it's her decision. So I just put myself
That's
in that
what I mean,
mode.
right.
Yeah,
Where you
I
saying
put myself
we.
in that mode and was
Right,
like,
right.
it's what
See,
you want to
me
do.
and with my daughter was playing. Like, for anybody,
I don't even know niggas that playing baby.
my daughter was
How do you
definitely.
do that?
No, my
I
daughter
don't
was
even know
definitely.
niggas that
We
play.
we definitely wanted kids together. We wanted our kid together. So, our Malin was definitely playing. Emery, this nigga wasn't. So when Emery came, like, and you know, my wife had. I said my wife. We had. We had Emery almost inside of the same year. We almost had him.
What's them called?
Irish twins.
Irish twins.
We almost had Irish twins. He came 2 weeks outside of.
Wow.
So he's 2 weeks outside of Malin's first birthday.
Right.
So when she got pregnant when she got pregnant with him, The conversation, I was looking at her like,
hey,
it was a different combo.
Yeah, what we doing? Like,
and see, that's the thing, man. Motherfuckers don't be wanting to be real about them type of conversations. Like, it's a real conversation.
When I had my first son, with his mom, I remember she was like a month and a half late. She decided to take the piss test at like 3 o'clock in the morning. She comes in the bed. I'm pregnant. I said, all right, man, we'll talk about it in the morning. I was straight to sleep. I was 20. I'm like, I ain't dealing with this shit right now.
I would have been up.
I'm like, we talk about this in the morning. Went straight to bed, bro.
Nah, yeah,
got up.
With Malin, she definitely was. She was playing. Like she was definitely playing.
I don't even.
But they know why though? When I say playing,
yeah,
it's because I went so many years being a rogue, just not thinking I could have them.
Oh, okay.
So it
you
wasn't happening. So when I was with her, I was like, yeah. In my mind, I'm like, I ain't about to get her pregnant. But when she ended up pregnant, it was like, fuck, that shit worked this time.
I don't remember what the conversation was with my last son.
Nah, Emery definitely wasn't playing. That nigga, he just.
I knew that I was gonna end up getting her pregnant because it was like, you figure we had been together when she got pregnant. We had been together maybe like 3 years when she got pregnant. Mm-hmm. So it was like slowly but surely. It's like condom, no condom, no condom, no condom. Then after a while, there's no more.
Hey, I was Destiny's Child. No.
Hey, we started off good, and then you know what I mean. So it was like in my head, I'm like, eventually, I'm gonna get her pregnant. So then I proposed to her, and I was like, man, we about to do this. We about to travel. We about to. Nigga, she got pregnant a month later. A month. Soon as I proposed to her, the next month she found out she was pregnant. I was like, well, damn. So much for the whole, we gonna jet set around the world life. Like, nah.
That shit was up. Yeah, with
Malin,
Malin, we were actually taking pills. Like,
both of y'all?
Yeah, like men's one a day pills. Because I guess my swimmers weren't working or some shit. I don't know. But shit wasn't happening. So I started taking, it wasn't happening naturally. So I just started taking men's one a day pills. And like, it say like 30 days when that shit it takes 30 days for it to get in your system for it to actually start working. Literally after 30 days, she got pregnant.
Crazy.
And
y'all gonna have some more?
No. So
get slick right now.
So we him talk about it all the time. No, I'm not doing that though. So
she want me to.
I'm not doing that.
You trying to? She want me to.
I planned on it, but then when I came back from deployment, all this, nigga, I want to come home for a week and just go get snipped.
I mean, for me, it's like I might as well because
it's way too long in between.
We said,
how old is
my son? 8.
I got an 8-year gap.
You got an 8-year gap?
That's terrible. Don't do it.
We said 4 years. I know.
Don't do it.
It's terrible. We said 4 years.
Sucks.
4 to 5 years was gonna be the max. If we have another one,
we go get a vasectomy.
So she's on birth control still, right? And she want to get off because she like the hormones, all that shit. Like I'm not trying to fuck with that no more. It's easier for you to just go get snipped.
Outpatient.
You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about it. But then she gotta stay. She gotta stay with me forever after that.
I'm about to say, what if I want? Yeah, never mind.
That's what I said. I said, I told her, what I want to have when I'm 50. She's like, nigga, right.
I was just talking about this man's gonna work out, and I need to get somebody else pregnant.
That's you need to get somebody. We gonna need to get somebody else pregnant.
Hey,
but I'm just saying, these conversations I'm having.
Why
with
you
myself
need to get somebody else?
This don't work. This don't work, and I get with a new queen, and she want a baby.
Too bad. What I'm gonna do?
Shit, if I get with a new queen, shit, my kids that's grandbaby.
Right.
I'm done.
Nah, I feel it though. Yeah, the gap though. Like I looked at your face,
rough,
nigga.
Bro.
So, I know you serious.
Don't do it.
Yeah, that's why I'm not doing that no more. Like it actually because with like I said, the pills. They worked so good, and I had stopped taking them. When Malin was born, I was done. Like I stopped taking them, and wasn't no more pregnancy stuff. But with them pills, it does all types of other stuff for your body. Like it does a bunch of other benefits for you. So it was like 2 or 3 months afterwards where I had stopped taking them, and we wasn't using protection or nothing, and I was just going, and wasn't that happening?
Right.
The moment I said to myself, like, oh, them pills, it probably one of the pills. I was like, but the pills gave me more energy and all types of other stuff. I took one. Soon as I took that one fucking pill, this little nigga came. And now,
bro, fucking with the pills, huh?
Right.
No, that nigga like take arthritis.
And I
gotta be
tired. And I got boxes of condoms. I am not having no more kids, but I am not getting no vasectomy either.
I'm not doing it.
So wait, y'all use condoms?
Condoms for sure.
I don't know how to put one in the morning,
bro. I haven't seen one. So your wife is not on birth control.
No.
Okay. So that we the opposite.
Yeah.
She on birth control.
On birth control.
Yeah, you on birth control.
I'm on birth control. Yeah.
You said she ain't.
Hell no.
And
so
you not.
So you just be
shooting Russian roulette.
I pray.
But that's the dope thing about marriage, though.
Right.
Because if you do get it,
it is what it is. That is silly. That is
the worst part about the gap is that I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck what this little nigga done. Like, I had it in my mind after 8 years. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, so when he came, just like, I don't care, bro. Like, he just like if he don't walk out the house or in the middle, I don't care, bro. Like, it's just fuck it, bro. Like, I swear, my kids be looking like, you gonna let him do that, man?
Like, fuck it.
Bro, like,
Daddy,
get some candy. Go ahead, bro.
My wife is younger too, so she'd be 20, either 27 or 20. I don't know. But she'll be 27 or, no, she'll be 28 or 20. I don't know. She's 27 or 28. Either way, she has a little bit more time where she might think that she wants kids at a later point. Right. I'm at a place where I'm like, man, fuck that. Like,
I don't want
that. I got two under two. I got two that's 2 and under. So it's like, I don't have the mindset to be like, oh, I might want another one. Like, not in this space I'm in right now. Maybe at a midlife crisis down the line, maybe. But
I'm never.
Yeah.
I mean, I become an alcoholic, but I can see myself right now. If I had another kid right now, bro, I swear I'll just be an alcoholic.
I think you're gonna have one before this.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah, I think y'all gonna have one, man.
I mean, nigga, the only thing you doing is praying. So
right.
It ain't like you taking precautions.
Yeah.
You might.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna get that girl, man.
The power of prayer is a strong
right.
one.
You got all boys.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna have.
You gonna get that girl.
I'm gonna have a granddaughter.
You gonna get that girl.
I got a goddaughter.
Man, that's my only thing. Like, it would have been dope to have a girl, a boy and a girl, but that shit.
I actually prefer girls though. Now that I got a son, like my girls are like, I'm cool with. My son, this nigga is retarded. Like something wrong with this.
You can't say that word no more.
That is politically incorrect, nigga. You cannot say retarded.
This little nigga is.
I didn't care, honestly, one way or the other. I didn't care if I had a boy or a girl. I did. Most niggas is like, I want a boy. I didn't really care.
And I think that was like when my daughter was born. Like my wife had a girl before. Like nobody knows. My wife had a daughter before we got together. Mm-hmm. So when me and her had our first together, my daughter was born at 31 weeks. So she was born like way earlier. Yeah. So at that point in time. We knew we was having a girl, but at that point in time, I didn't give a fuck. Right. Like I just didn't care because I just wanted her to be healthy and grow like she's supposed to. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, like even when Emery came before a boy or girl, I didn't give a fuck because of my I don't want to call it trauma, but my experience with her. Yeah. I didn't give a fuck if Emery was gonna be a girl or a boy for real. I wanted a boy, but it was like. As long as this baby comes when he's supposed to, this motherfucker came after he was supposed to come. So
I want my last one to be a daughter because we already had 3 boys. And it was crazy. We went to the 3D ultrasound. We get it early. They said it was a boy. Mm-hmm. So we went to a regular doctor 3 weeks later. They said it's a girl. So when they first told us it was a boy, I'm like, I'm pissed. I ain't do nothing. They told us it was a girl, bro. I went out and bought like $500 worth of stuff. Nigga, I bought decals for the wall. Wow. I started painting decals.
At that time, you wanted it.
I wanted a girl. I wanted to spend like $500 the same day. Mm-hmm. And then 2 weeks later, they told us it was a boy.
He's like, fuck.
My wife called me at work like, it's a boy again. I'm like, I called over. I said, I'm out, bro. I came home. She took all this shit back to the store.
Damn.
I was sick.
You wanted that girl.
I wanted that girl.
You gonna get it. Keep playing Russian roulette like you're playing.
I'm not worried about it. Abortion clinics is open during the pandemic. Next topic.
Hey, listen.
been good.
Hey,
they got a bank.
Hey, motherfuckers gonna be trying to have that conversation, man. It's real life. This is how I feel. I feel like people need to be more open with the type of convos they have because we all can relate to the same shit. But niggas be trying to act like
they don't even
that they not thought about. Like, all right, you want to?
I never thought about no abortion with the kids I got, but if she was, if she was to get down,
what?
That nigga said I never thought about it.
I never thought about
it both times.
I never had.
I thought that many goes through my head.
I never thought about it once.
I never leaned toward, but it's always probably like that's always an option.
Always.
You know what I'm saying?
Think about that.
I never.
When I first hear this, I'm like, whoa.
I never had that thought with her, but if she was to get pregnant now,
yeah.
Oh, for sure. I've had conversations now with her, like, hey, fam.
Yeah, me too.
If something happened,
just so we gotta understand.
We might have to talk about this.
I do too. Because when the 21st roll around, I'm like, though something happened by the 27th.
That's a real conversation. Like I've had that conversation. Like, look, we're gonna have to talk about this.
Window.
Hey, look, what we gonna do is we gonna get some more niggas. And we gonna sit and have real conversations.
We need
we need to have real
about all of this shit,
like
marriage, kids,
and really gear it towards the youngins and try to get
so they understand what they getting.
I honestly think I didn't
have that.
We are the generation.
I didn't either.
We gonna be the generation that we gonna be able to pass some game down in the relationship field. Yeah. None of us got it. So we'll get it from, you know what I'm saying? Now we got it. But, all right, so let me ask y'all this. Like, how do y'all treat, like, you got boys, you got a boy, I got a boy. I see, and my son young, but he getting older, but it's like I see niggas, and they be raising their boys up, and it's like, it's a fine line between promoting, not necessarily fuck shit, but
what you mean? No, what you
mean? As a man, like, just as that. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see niggas like...
Double standard?
Yeah, if your son come home at 15, 16 and he fucking, what's the conversation like? As opposed to what it would be like with your girl. Is it a difference? Because a lot of people feel like as men with sons, we push them toward, you know what I mean?
But that's only because, I think that's because that's how the influences we had.
Right.
But I don't see myself... Now, actually, fuck that. The world full of double standards, and whether they gonna get it from inside this house, they definitely gonna get it outside of this motherfucker house. So it's definitely gonna be a different conversation because I told my wife this: if one of the girls get pregnant, that's their problem.
Oh shit!
No, because you can't. No. Because you can't expect one of these boys to take care of their responsibility. That's your...
You talking about the person she is pregnant by.
Right. Yeah. That's your...
It's
not me. No.
I thought you meant like... I thought you meant like, nah, that's their problem.
No. I mean, as far as... as far as the person they dealing with, whoever they dealing with, that's your problem now. Yeah. So you have to think for yourself. My son,
it's easier for a nigga to be able to walk away.
My son could get somebody pregnant and be a piece of shit hopefully he don't do that. But if he wanted to, so it's different. It's different conversations. My daughters would still be living in my house with fucking babies. Yeah. This nigga can come home by himself.
But a big conversation that all of us want to deal with is just where our kids are growing up now.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing.
Like our kids grew up here in Pinkerton, yours in Dublin.
Mm-hmm. Where we grew up.
Where we grew up, it was just
down
the block, around the corner.
So it's different. It's the environment.
You got a lot to worry about. You got to worry about all.
It's a different.
I say white was getting embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? Or putting fake claims. You gotta worry about all that. It's different now. It's a different. That's what I'm talking about. It's a different. If my kids were growing up in Columbus, I'm like, man, just wrap it up, nigga, and be.
Right. But now you playing with. I just said the other day, I said, like, the generation up under us, like, my little cousins and shit that's, like, 18, 19, early 20s, that's all they, like, the white girls.
Right.
That's the shit for them. And it's like, all right, cool. But
suburban girls
it's a different. Yeah, it's a different.
But now I got suburban girls.
Mm-hmm.
So now these little hoodlum niggas gonna be coming out here trying to find.
Let me ask you this, bro. I gotta ask you got daughters. When it's time for them to go to prom, and the dude come over here, you ain't gonna have no guns or nothing.
Nah.
I'm telling you, bro. That's the main thing I worry about my kids right now, bro.
Because if somebody did that to my son,
Exactly.
it's a different conversation.
Exactly.
I would just hope that
They pick-
up until their prom or homecoming, whatever it is, that I've taught them enough to make the right decisions of who they're supposed to be
you
around.
never know.
But
That's
that ain't my lesson.
Right.
That's my daughter's lesson.
That's
to learn.
super corny shit to me. When I be
Bro,
seeing them videos, it's like,
my nigga.
if my son was to call me, like, oh, this nigga, okay, like, cause what are you proving by?
Yeah. Especially out here where I'm at.
Nah.
Like, first of all, I live out here, but it's not where I'm from. Like, you put a stuff on my son, you gonna see a whole other type of nigga.
I'm pulling up, bro.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah, so I would never even that when I see that shit, it's corny. That would never even thought because if I had to pull a strap on somebody's son because I'm trying to protect my daughter, it's because my daughter is either a hoe, fast,
Right.
or I didn't do what I was supposed to do.
Are supposed to have done the work when you send them
I
out.
don't have to worry
then
about
you
that
ain't got
shit.
to trip.
She has to make now.
Exactly.
If she goes out with this nigga and he do something to her that she come to me and say
Right,
she
that's
didn't
different.
give any consent or
That's
anything,
different.
that's a different
That's
conversation.
different. That's
but
different.
if I'm just meeting, if you trust this boy
Bro,
or like
that's
this
it.
boy enough where he can take you out, I know I did what I was supposed to get you home safely.
And that's the thing. So if you pull the strap out on him because you think he's a bad dude,
Right.
and you still let your daughter go to prom with him, like, nigga, what was
Right,
it?
exactly.
dumb.
What was the
Like,
point?
yeah,
You
I
was like, I
understand.
pulled the strap out and I let you go.
Yeah,
What's-
I don't even see myself having
Bro.
a conversation with the boy or
Yeah,
whoever.
just have her home by this
fun, man.
time.
Just have her home. Do whatever y'all do.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it.
Exactly. That's
Well, I'm
it.
If
seeing
she
the
go out and
pictures.
want to get fucked and put on the internet and all that shit,
What?
that's her decision making. I didn't fail. She failed herself.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till this nigga's daughters get older,
And watch
so
the
we
play.
can revisit all of this
It's gonna
and
be
see
the
how
same
he.
energy. It's gonna be the same energy because I personally don't.
Shit.
It's not my responsibility. It is my responsibility to get her to a certain.
But once she goes out to make,
It's-
I mean,
that's
but
her
that's,
decision.
but that's son or daughter. That's a kid.
But that's even
Once
him.
they,
It's
you
the
know,
same conversation
Yeah, it's
with
the same
him.
thing.
Like, nigga, you go out with this girl,
Yeah.
you gotta understand that she has parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't do nothing that you
Right.
that
Yep.
can come back on you,
Yep.
and then put your family in jeopardy. Because then I gotta go out in the street.
But that's why I
because of you.
said these are the conversations that we need to have.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's when this all is over, when niggas can like link up. I've been thinking in my head like it could be sons and daughters, but
Right.
especially sons.
Yeah.
Like I want everybody to get their sons like and
Right.
just link up and just politic. Like maybe you can give me some game, maybe I can give
Right.
you some game on
But
how
that's
we
what
can.
it is, though. Even coming from their mind, even sitting down with the kids and having them express what they want to know.
What
'Cause
they
you don't want
feel,
them
right.
talking to their friends
Right,
and
right,
getting
right.
game from their dumbass
Right.
friends. At least if they sitting around a bunch of older men,
Yeah.
they can sit and be like ask questions
Yeah.
and be
Right.
comfortable
Yeah.
asking these
Yeah.
questions and be like you can give it to them straight.
Right.
Like, but outside of that,
Yeah.
I think that's a good. It has to be
Gotta be
from
that.
us. It has to be us.
We're
It
gonna have
can't-
to look at. We're gonna have to. That's something
definitely
down the
do
line,
that.
man. All right, real quick hits before we get up out. Why did Tory Lane shoot, man?
He had to, man.
The
That-
stallion.
I think he was trying to tuck it and just.
Hey man,
I can't just see the nigga just doing like
Me
this.
neither.
I
cannot
just can't.
see it.
Like,
I can't
just
see
can't
it.
I can.
Wow.
No, you.
You had to
I-
shoot. Hey man, you had to shoot the horse in the horseshoe, man. She's 5'10", almost 200
So wait,
pounds.
what's
This
that
nigga is
mean?
5'3", 120
So do you
pounds.
think she was getting physical with the
No,
nigga
that's
and
what,
he
no, but
upstretched?
that's what the conversation was. Is that the rumor
Get out the car.
is that he was in the. I'm not promoting shooting no bitch. I'm not shooting no women. I'm not promoting that. What I'm saying is that before they were at some Kylie Jenner party,
Right.
and the chick Megan was mad at him because she thought he was being too friendly with everybody in there. And when they got in the truck, I guess they were saying that she got physical with him. Like
Why he
and
just got
he
in the
couldn't
truck?
do nothing. That's like
Why you got the truck?
my wife putting hands on my son. Like what he gonna do? Like, there's nothing he can do.
Why can't he get out the truck?
I'm not excusing what he did. You just said, why did he have to have a strap on her?
Why did he have a strap? Like,
that's another thing too.
Yeah.
He had just did an interview
But he might have
recently
been the
talking
only
about.
man. Maybe he was the only man around it. You know, niggas was getting shot in the hill.
He said
Pop Smoke
recently,
got smoked in the hill. Niggas was getting shot.
but he had
up there.
just said,
on that,
I ain't moving in a way no more to where
That's what they
I'm
said.
going somewhere where I need a gun.
That's what they said.
And then next thing you know, nigga,
Look,
you
shot-
got the gun. You just
I
shot
think
it
he
in the
just.
feet.
I think he had it out.
I think it's.
I think he
slick.
just
I
Tried
don't
to
think
tuck
clumsy
it out. Yeah, I think he just.
I think he said it was definitely.
These
by
niggas is
accident.
goofy. They
Yeah.
goofs. Like he
That's-
probably
that's
got some
what it
goofy,
is.
yeah, like
Yeah.
showing off.
Eddie Hall little, he probably had a big ass 4.5 or something. Like, 380. Nigga, 5'3", 4'5", probably halfway down his leg
Yeah,
in his
man.
pocket. He probably just. I
Yeah, he probably should have, but the party he was at, niggas was getting killed out
Now
there.
look, now you at a Kylie Jenner party or whatever it is, and it's like speaking of the Jenners and that whole clan, niggas need to stay the fuck away from them. Period. Like
I probably
that,
would still.
you still would.
I'll get out though.
That's how I
They
feel.
just-
Like,
I
get
feel
in,
like
get out.
I feel like I'm real enough to go in there.
But
do
why
what I
ain't the
gotta
rest of
do,
these niggas
and
did
get
it
out.
though?
Because they trying to get a bag,
They're
bro.
different.
They trying to
You
get a
got
bag.
you got
Lamar,
Kanye, you got Lamar.
These niggas is different. First of all, athletes is some of the most different niggas in the world
True.
you ever gonna meet. Like these niggas
It's
is
just
different.
status, bro. Like,
It's different.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, if you
But
gonna
who-
hit, if you
but-
gonna smash, cool. But these niggas get lost.
just put it on the
Travis Scott
scoreboard.
got in, got out.
Oh yeah, he out. I forgot about
French?
Travis Scott.
French.
French.
I'm saying though, that's what I'm
So
saying.
it's certain niggas.
with certain pedigrees that can go in that
I couldn't see
circle.
how long he was on drugs. He was high though.
He athlete though.
Nah, he was high.
He's still an
Yeah.
athlete. I don't put
He was
nothing
high,
through past
So
athletes.
what's the status right now in 2020 with Ye? Like,
Man,
how
fuck
do y'all?
Kanye.
I've been
Fuck
on
Kanye.
Kanye for a
You
minute.
been
Fuck
on Ye.
Kanye.
Is there any hope?
He's
Nah,
is one of the most detrimental things to Black America right
It's all
now.
bad.
One of the worst.
I agree.
Like
all
he's
bad.
one of the
Did
Not
you
worst.
say
one
that?
of. Not one
What
of.
said somebody posted?
I
that.
did.
That was
He's
you?
one of the worst
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
Not one of. He's the worst.
He might be the worst
Because he
thing.
has the biggest platform for who he is, who talks the way he talks. He is the worst. Absolutely worst. He's
No
absolutely
sympathy for
worst.
him?
No.
None?
No.
At all?
I don't give a fuck about the bipolar shit. I don't care about, because it's funny. This nigga only gets bipolar. He only
Album
has a
coming.
reaction when an album coming or he got some shit coming up. You don't hear about none of this shit when he ain't got nothing going
I'm
on.
gonna tell you right now, I know a bunch of niggas in the hood whose both parents are dead and they act like that.
Facts.
Man, fuck Kanye, bro. I say all the time, bro. It's niggas who grew up with no parents.
Right,
Not
right,
just lose
right,
their
right,
parents
right,
at
right.
25, 30,
Right.
who grew up with
As
no
a
parents
child
and
with no
don't
parents,
act like
yeah.
Kanye. Kanye is just
But
a
why-
narcissist. He's egotistical. He only cares about himself, and he's a faker, bro.
Right.
Would
But
y'all-
why is he the only time he says something, like bipolar is one thing, but when the only things that you say when you bipolar
detrimental
are
to black
detrimental to black people.
Yeah.
Harriet
Y'all- Harriet
Tubman, slavery was a choice.
Exactly. Why are these
Both
your
are
only talking points?
Right.
He don't say fuck. Why can't he say fuck
Right.
police?
Like,
Honestly,
if you gonna say some wild shit, why is
Why
it all
are you talking about the expense of us?
Right, right, right.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Nah, I
this
feel
nigga, man,
that.
I don't fuck
I
with
feel
him.
because
that.
he
Would
he
y'all
wants to
welcome
be down.
back? Would y'all welcome him back?
No,
It's a rap. He
His,
ain't never come
his
back.
art ain't good enough.
bro, I
for
would
that.
slump Kanye if I seen him right now.
It ain't good enough. His art is
Damn.
not nothing he's
If
done.
Kanye walked in here right now, bro, I'll slam the door.
Yeah, man, I'm off guard. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
cool.
shit.
I feel bad.
I
it's
feel
terrible.
bad.
No. I feel bad
for
for
her, bro.
Kim.
Oh, you feel
I
bad?
don't.
I feel
I
bad
don't
for
feel
them.
bad for her. No, I don't feel none.
I think she in
Fuck
on
them.
it.
Huh?
I think she in on it.
I don't even know if she ain't on. I
I think she's in on it, but she's not preventing it.
I think that they knew who one another was. Like that, I can't feel sympathy for like if they get divorced or what. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care about
none
that.
of that.
I'm saying
But
as
I
far as
think-
like the shit that this nigga goes. This nigga went out and said that his wife was cheating with Meek Mill
That
on
nigga,
a public platform.
that nigga get
Even if you
tweeted.
thought
That
that
nigga said he
shit,
saved his daughter's life because she wanted to get the abortion.
like that
Nigga
type of
said
shit,
there would
like
be
bro.
no Playboy shoots for the kids. Like, oh, this nigga is wild. But I mean, I don't have sympathy for him because I do honestly think that he just be on some bullshit. But it's sad to me because I know what he once was. So when I look at him, it's just like, God.
But he
damn,
made a
nigga.
choice though. That's my thing. He
True.
made a choice. I don't.
True.
Because listen, when you got from what I gauge, when you got mental health issues, it's an emotional thing. It's not a intelligence thing.
Right.
It's I'm mad, I'm happy. It's not Harriet Tubman.
That never played free slave.
That nigga
She
said
just
she
took
just
them
went
and gave them to other
Who
white
the
people.
fuck was she going? Who the fuck were they gonna work for?
Bruh. When he said that, the girl said, "Oh, I'm out."
I hate that.
She said, "Oh, I'm out."
Hey,
That nigga
outta
said
here.
slavery was a choice. He said Harriet.
Like everything you say, it can't go against black
And
people.
that's the
That's the
thing.
problem with him.
I can't
you
see
feel like
doing
doing
this,
that.
but you know why that happens is because him, and it's a lot of even just local average niggas, they feel like somehow, some way that everybody is thinking one way, so they think they're smarter
Like it's
for thinking the
the
other way.
opposite. Yeah.
And that's really all that come from. Even like all of this
Oh, what?
conspiracy shit. It's like if we all say Harriet Tubman freed the slaves, he'll purposely say some dumb shit
she
like,
didn't.
because like nigga, y'all not thinking hard enough. Y'all not focusing. Like nah, nigga, you just wrong. And niggas do that every day with
That's hard. That's a hard life to live, though.
That free thinker shit.
Dog.
He got, and I'm almost positive he got that fucking clip of Harriet Tubman being free. He got that shit from somebody. He either heard somebody say something
probably.
around it,
Yeah.
and he remixed it, and it came out the way he said.
That's what they all and and that's why I hate people giving him a pass. Like he said this, but that's not what he really. Nah.
This nigga
The
had
nigga said what he
7
said.
albums, bro. Kanye knows how to speak to get his point across. He's a rapper, bro. That's all he knows is how to get his point across.
So I'm
That's
not buying
all
that.
I'm not buying that.
He wasn't
He knows
articulate.
No, I'm not buying that either.
And plus, it was a campaign thing, so you got shit scripted. You don't go into a campaign
Unless you him.
Yeah,
or his mentor, or his mentor.
Right.
But most people don't go to a campaign rally and just start freestyling.
And just start talking.
You got a plan.
But that's why you can't take him serious. So when you see people even really considering voting for him, it's like, come on, man. That nigga just went to a rally and said, "I'm glad I saved my daughter's life," and she didn't get it. Nigga, this is a rally. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
She's 9 years old. This motherfucker is 9 years old. You you crying, talking about almost killed. You didn't almost do shit. She's 9 years old. When he said that,
once I seen the 2020 cut in his hair.
Was it that?
Oh yeah, it was the 2020. That's in that rally. It's 2020. I was like, oh, he about to be on some bullshit. As soon as I seen the haircut,
I can't do it, bro.
He ain't come for real. That nigga just came to play some games and talk.
I can't do it.
I mean, I'm like I said, if he come back,
I'm not taking it back.
I would take him back.
I'm not taking it back.
I would take
there
him
ain't an
back.
album,
do what?
a verse,
What does he have to do to get back?
The nigga he gotta admit all his wrongdoing.
No, that's not enough.
He gotta come out and be like, yo, I was wilding, my fault. Let me get y'all some of this fire.
That's it. See, we too easy. That's our problem. That's black people's problem. We too easy.
Forgiving.
We too forgiving. Most forgiving
There ain't
people in the
shit
world.
that he can say.
He our family, man.
Nah, he ain't mine. There ain't nothing this nigga can do.
He our family. What y'all talking about?
Drop, nothing he can do.
Shit.
He's done
He
too
our
much.
family.
Nah.
He gotta go.
Kanye is our brother.
I cut niggas off for less. This nigga gotta go,
I
man.
cut niggas off for way less.
This nigga gotta go.
I had.
He ain't even that dumb. No,
I'm gonna keep it.
I'm not gonna disrespect his art.
Nice.
But however,
He's
he
nice.
ain't that nice.
Is there anybody that nice?
Then
Who?
Jay-Z.
He can be forgiven?
I will forgive.
You
Jay.
forgiving home?
No, Weezy done said some bullshit before.
True.
But Weezy be high. See, look, now I'm forgiving.
Right. Nigga just said we too forgiving. Nah, he forgiving this nigga.
There's some niggas that say some crazy shit that you can look
He
past.
be saying some crazy shit. Like Weezy might say, "All lives matter,"
Right.
But that's not slavery. Wasn't a choice for Harriet. Like he going against our icons. Like
I feel it. It's detrimental. When you have that big of a voice,
You can't
you
say
can't
shit
say
like
shit. Nah, I feel it.
You can't do that.
It's
Because now you're giving fuel ammunition to people who already oppressed us.
Right.
And Kanye is that.
He's Candace Owens.
Exactly.
He's the people that white people run to say, "Y'all ain't got it that bad."
When they need validation,
Yeah, when they need-
they go to
They go to those
Nah,
2 or
you're
3
right.
people.
You're right.
Kanye
Terry
become-
Crews.
Oh my God.
All these
Did
niggas
y'all
like.
see the Breakfast Club interview with Snoop?
I saw.
So niggas was getting Snoop out of here for doing the Kanye, being in the studio with Kanye.
Oh yeah, he said he just went for Dre.
So Kanye was like, I didn't even know he was gonna be there. Dre called me there to do it. He was like, Kanye, I need you to come, cause Dre's doing Kanye's album, and Dre told him like, I need you to come and help me do something on this album. And he said, nah, I'm cool. And Dre was like, can you do it for me? And he was like, for you, I'll come through and do it. So he came through and did it. But he said if Kanye on the strip of Kanye asked me, he said I would not have been there.
He said Kanye called him like 12, 13 times.
He ignored every single call.
Wow.
Yeah. So Snoop was like, they just took the picture and all that, and people assumed that Snoop went back on his word. But he did all of that for Dre. That was Dre that did all that. That set all that up.
I'm curious to see now. I knew him and Dre was doing something together, but I don't know, man. We'll see. Fuck it. I mean, y'all obviously ain't welcoming him back into the family.
Right,
I had one more quick hit, but I ain't even gonna give it no energy, cause there's no point. So we gonna skip past that. You wanna talk about it? You wanna talk about it?
First of all,
you can talk about it. See, let me tell you why I'm not gonna talk about it.
Okay.
Because I have a high inclination to not turn away from conflict.
Oh,
so somebody want to see it and run into my front door. Black lives ain't gonna matter. That black lives ain't gonna matter.
All right, I get it.
I feel it.
I get it.
That's why.
But you know what? Why I said that I'm not gonna talk about it is because I think that's what he would probably want.
That
too.
Type
of energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's wild.
It's wild.
It's super wild.
Because I didn't even know the person he was impersonating or trying to be or whatever. I didn't even know.
But you know what though? I think the only reason why it stuck out to me is because you really do have to be careful in this climate like that, pretending to be another nigga shit.
But why though? Why? But I just don't understand. Like, we can't talk about it. Because if we keep talking about
then niggas is on.
When people watch it back, they'll be like, "Why are these?"
All right, never mind, y'all. Never mind, y'all. We gonna skip past it. Maybe at a later date.
Because he's gonna do some more fuck shit. It's gonna happen.
Sure. I mean, I thought he was done. All right, never mind. I thought he was. All right. So we
got flung around the club.
We got. Oh my goodness. Tossed like those. All right, so we gonna end it with it being still quarantine, man. Is it any shit that y'all like? How we talking about the streaming service and all that? Like, is there anything y'all niggas recommend?
Lucifer.
I seen you been talking about it a lot.
Lucifer.
What does it come on?
Netflix.
Okay.
So I've been binge watching. The 5th season starts August 21st. I've been binge watching since Monday. I'm on season 3 now. The show is brilliant. It's brilliant. The way it's written. Before I wouldn't watch it because it's Lucifer. But the way that I'll give a something brief. It is the perspective of Lucifer. Not God, not the way the Bible taught us who Lucifer is.
So it's basically putting his evil into perspective.
And not even evil. Because he's not, because he says a line that's so poignant that he says,
I'm not think said poignant.
He said somebody accuses him of being evil, and he said, I am not evil. I punish evil people. So I'm not the one that I'm not giving people shit to do and to turn up. They doing it, and I punish them for their own actions. Because if God is giving you free will, then the devil can't make you do shit. If free will is the real thing in Christianity, then the devil is nothing the devil can do.
Ain't evil. It's just his job.
That's just what he does.
That's what God sent him to hell to do. So that's what in the show, it's him. He's wild as fuck. First of all, he's orgies and all that shit.
Is he white?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
So he's definitely white. But it puts in perspective a different, like you almost feel like God is a dick. The way that they wrote it. The way that they wrote the show is like
ladies and gentlemen, the thoughts, views, and opinions.
I'm just saying that's the way they wrote it. They wrote it in a way where you actually feel more sympathetic because Lucifer didn't want to go to hell. He got sent to hell. And sit there to patrol hell. Right. So it's kind of like he escapes hell to get to earth, and then now it's like this. It's dope. It's a really good show. It's brilliant and wrote.
So Lucifer on Netflix.
Yeah.
What you watching, man? Anything?
I mean, got caught up in P Valley.
Me too, bro.
And I don't know how to get out.
I'm all in.
I don't know how to get out.
You talking about
So
it? He
look,
told me about it downstairs.
So the first episode, I was like, I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, what's happening?
I still don't know what's going on.
But 3 in, I'm like,
you just can't get out.
Yeah, it's on Stars. It's about a strip club in Mississippi.
It's like Players Club, country version series.
So you got this chick.
So it's white people?
No,
Yeah.
all black people. But you got this chick where she's
Black
probably
girls.
the main character. I mean, if you don't watch for nothing else, guys. I mean,
Right.
they did some good casting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would, for nothing,
They did some good
nothing else,
casting.
I would watch that. But I mean, she show up randomly. She got some type of backstory that you don't know about yet. But she starts stripping at this club, and then the club is, you got your regular cast of
It's the
characters.
politics of it.
You know what I mean? The politics
yeah.
of it.
The
So,
gangsters, the
yeah.
DJs, the
Yeah.
everything.
So that's one of the big things. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna watch that little the Beyonce, whatever.
Black
My
Is
wife
King.
watched that.
I ain't watched
yesterday.
it yet.
She stayed up till 12 to watch that shit.
What she think of it?
She's a Beyonce.
She's a big fan, so
I didn't. So she told me I loved it and this. I said, okay, so how about this? Tell me how it was if you wasn't a Beyonce fan. She said, well, the whale part. Oh, this about to be some bullshit.
Y'all been watching the show?
Because there's a lot of symbolism.
I gotta
in it.
catch up. I'm like 2 episodes back.
It's
all over the place.
I haven't watched it since season 2.
So the way it came back this year, I was just
the
lost.
nigga Brandon was just in the casket.
Dog.
Oh,
They didn't
when they
give
killed
no
off his character.
explanation.
They killed off his character.
Yeah.
This nigga just in the casket.
I think killing off his character just fucked the whole
It did. The
dynamic.
Is he like the main character?
Yeah, for sure. So now it's like this
'Cause he
season
was
to
on
me.
And then they took
He was on set. That's when it was on
Reggie
set.
off.
They took
took
him
him
too
off.
and put the nigga, the
His
singing
brother,
nigga in.
but just like him.
Is that why he was on set raping people or something?
Brandon was touching
That's
him
what
or
he
something.
So the one we're
Easy.
talking about Easy, yeah, whatever.
Jason
Brandon, whatever.
Mitchell.
Jason Mitchell. I guess he was harassing the chick that played his girlfriend on the show. So they had some type of issue.
They was fucking on the show, wasn't they?
No, man, that's fucking real. That's why you can't put niggas on set. He like, shit, we acting now, we might as well.
So they
Better
fired
acting.
They fired him. She didn't come back. Reg, the nigga that played the young boy's brother, the gangster nigga, he's gone with no explanation.
Oh, did you hear what? Did you see the Facebook conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
What?
They wanted him to be with a transvestite.
No, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, so
he said he wasn't
they got
down
the
with
dude from the New Edition, the nigga that played Johnny Gill, Luke James, is like playing the older brother who's come back to Chicago. So his storyline is he dating a Trent.
So
they
that's
trying to
probably what happened.
That's what they saying. They thinking that
That
they
he didn't
wanted
wanna
that
do it.
storyline for dude, but
But
he
Lena
came
Waithe-
out and said nah.
Lena Waithe part of the Alphabet.
Lena
community.
Waithe, I mean, she in the show this season. She got her own
She
character.
got to. Everybody getting killed. Everybody.
Yeah.
She got to pick up.
I'm gonna finish it though because
It's
I have to see
all
how
over
it
the place,
finishes.
though, like-
I'm cool, man. I
They got Lala in there, Candy Burris, like it's just,
they do. Yeah,
it's too much going on.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
But nah, man, P Valley, and then he said Lucifer, so make sure y'all watch that. But that's all I got, man. Y'all got anything else? Anything y'all want to add to it? Y'all about to go out? You going out?
No.
You said you was out here tonight.
My
It's
home
8:30.
goes
I'm
out.
out drink.
You
Get
said
I
high.
gotta get my kids. I ain't been home. I've been home for 2 hours since 5 o'clock this morning.
You about to go to Bristol's?
Nah, Ease.
Oh, you didn't say.
I gotta pick my kids.
I gotta get some food from out this way because I'll never come out here. I gotta figure out something out east that I want to eat.
SC's Kitchen.
Let's see.
I heard
Red
SC's
Joint closed
be
down already.
I heard SC is alright. It's in the plaza by Walmart right here.
Nah.
It's further down.
How
It's,
far?
it's on the corner, Livingston and 256.
Oh, right when you come to the corner.
Yeah, so it's
Where all them
it's
splits
right
is?
there.
Yeah.
Where that, yeah, it's right
Okay.
there.
I might stop out there. All right, man. We appreciate y'all. Holly, thank you for coming
No
in,
doubt,
my
no
brother.
doubt.
We're gonna definitely have you back because that shit was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we're gonna get this uploaded. Put it on the YouTube channel that I haven't created yet. Do that later. But yeah, we'll put the episode out. So Green Room, Ron, Mark G, Holly, we out.
Peace out.